This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast, or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
And a pleasant good evening. Welcome to Putnam City High School, the site of the semifinals right here in Class 2A. And, Jay, we've always talked about when you get to the semifinals, yeah, it's pretty darn special. In most classes, it's the best of 32. Now you can double that because of the Class 2A size. To say that you're in the Final Four, yes, pretty darn special. Welcome after a holiday weekend and getting ready in the first part of December, even though I will say it doesn't feel like December, and I will take it. We finally got our fall in the first couple of days of December.
Yeah, 80-something degrees today.
Yes,
so, I mean,
a record, I think, right?
Who would have thought it, right? So, but, hey, it's football weather now. It's kind of cooled down a little bit here. There's no wind. I mean, it's just almost just perfect. You couldn't ask for a better night to have a semifinal football game.
Well, I'll tell you what, you get the two matchups on paper, and we're going to talk a little bit about the breakdown in a minute. But when you break it down on paper, this should be one of those go right down to the edges. In fact, we had a close one in the state championship that I was watching earlier in Class 3A, where Holland Hall won their back-to-back consecutive state titles. That was pretty close. It was a touchdown within 8, a touchdown with a 2-point conversion to make it 8 to tie it. But, you can see that in games like this. We want to welcome Randy Brown, too, the Marlow expert guest announcer. We want to bring him because he knows everything Marlow, talks everything Marlow. You've been with us for the past couple of weeks. What a ride this has been for this team.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure, honestly, to get to be able to hang out with y'all and to get to be a part of outlaw football from a booth standpoint, just to help to try to call the games and give a little bit of introspective on Marlow and being an outlaw and all that good stuff. But it has been a great ride. I mean, this has been something that we haven't seen since 2008, and I know the town's excited. I'm excited for the Outlaws, and we're in for a good matchup tonight for sure.
Well, and you said 2008 for Marlow, and you say on the flip side Eufaula, and we were just talking about this before we started the broadcast, that this team, Eufaula, has not seen a semifinal since 16 years ago. Okay, so many of these kids were not even born in 2005 to know that was the last time. And unfortunately, it's been kind of the Cinderella kind of story for Eufaula. They'll get to this point, and their coach made no bones about it when I visited with him. They've never gotten past this. So they've got a lot to play for because they have never in school history gone to a state finals. And, Jay, when you talk about names, like, and Coach is going to mention that there were 3 at one time that Barry Switzer was on a road traveling point and says, who is this kid that's all over the field? And he gets there, and there's not one, but there's 3, and they're called the Selmans. So right. The Selmans here at Eufaula has a lot of tradition. And then I don't think he's in the starting lineups, but there's a Watts on a team. And if you remember J.C. Watts, yeah, there's a lot of history there for Eufaula as well.
Yeah, there's always been some good football at this class level anyway. I mean, we used to have a trailer up at Lake Eufaula, and so I've spent a lot of time in Eufaula, so I thought it was kind of cool to see them make it. But Marlow has – what a season. I mean, my gosh, I went back and watched some games, and I thought, wow, I mean, they've really, really played good ball. And offensively, defensively, they just don't give up much. I mean, they really play good football, and they don't make a lot of mistakes. I thought that was really impressive, too. So I can't wait to see this one go on.
Well, we're about 24 minutes before kickoff. We got a lot to talk about, and we'll say that our countdown to kickoff is brought to you by Greg Brown from Farmers Insurance, serving all your insurance needs. Give Greg a call for a free quote today, 405-751-9453. That's 405-751-9453. Countdown to kickoff from Greg Brown, Farmers Insurance. Give him a call. Let's give you a little of what and how they got to this point, and we're just going to look at the last, as far far as the semifinal bracket when we talk about how they got here. It was Eufaula getting a win over Oklahoma Christian School last week, 31-14 in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, Marlow takes care of Cashel back-to-back weeks, by the way, of only allowing their opponents 7 points in a playoff game, but 38-7 for the Marlow Outlaws. Beggs taking over Crossing Christian 48-12, and then Rejoice Christian, really Washington, and that's been really the story of, that's why Marlow has been ranked number 2 throughout the season. You have Washington up there, and then Eufaula is ranked number 8, so number 2 versus number 8. But Washington, well, I'll tell you what, that's and by the way, for public schools, the private schools have really kind of dominated in this class for so many years, and so it's very interesting to say that all the 4 that are left standing here come from the public school ranks. Okay, we're going to take a timeout. We'll be back after this. We got so much more to break down, including comments from both coaches, as we've got the semifinals between the Marlow Outlaws and the Eufaula Ironheads. We've also got your weather forecast coming up next from Austin Bowling, and we'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Hey there, Marlow fans. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Bowling. Thanks for joining us for semifinal action of Outlaw football on Oklahoma Sports Network. Talking about that forecast for tonight's game up in the Putnam City area of Oklahoma City. No issues tonight. We have a light breeze, a few scattered clouds around throughout the game. Temperatures at kickoff, very mild, at least for this time of the year. Down into the mid-60s as we head through the rest of the game into the fourth quarter, and by the final whistle, we do expect to see a little bit stronger of a northeast breeze to around 10 miles per hour, and temperatures eventually dipping down into the upper 50s. Remember, you can catch my forecast every morning at 7 on the Oklahoma Live TV and the OSN Facebook pages.
Dear John, it's over. I've decided to trade you in on a new Kubota from Great Plains. I finally have a tractor that can fulfill my needs. Let's face it, I couldn't rely on you. Besides, with Great Plains special offers on new Kubotas, I get more machine, more power, and more satisfaction. So John, don't be green with envy. There's a new tractor in my life. A strong, handsome machine from Great Plains Kubota.
All of us at Marlow First Baptist Church are looking forward to cheering on our Outlaws all the way to state. As much as we love supporting our teams, we'd love to support you and your family as together we discover Christ, develop our faith, and deploy into the world. Join us Sunday morning for life groups and worship at 8:15, 9:30, or 11. For more information, visit marlowfirst.org. Marlow First, to see every life changed by the gospel, one step at a time.
Back here at Putnam City, in fact, you got to say, between the 3 schools, we basically have 3 new stadiums. I remember, Jay, playing back here when Putnam City shared this with all 3 schools, very similar to what Lawton has to do with Putnam City North and then Putnam City West and here at Putnam City. But now they've all got their own stadiums, and this was the traditional old one that they shared, and they revamped that. So a nice facilities to host the semifinals for Class 2A.
Yeah, hey, this is a really nice stadium. Oklahoma City has done an amazing job of bringing back their inner city schools. I mean, you see it everywhere we go up here, Western Heights or wherever we go. The facilities are amazing, and everybody better pay attention to what Oklahoma City's doing with their stadiums and what they're doing with their sports. People want to play in stadiums like this.
Yeah, this feels like a small college.
Yeah. I mean, and it's artificial turf. It's just nice, and that's why they're being rewarded by hosting playoff games like this. And these smaller schools that don't get to play in such facilities get to be able to use that. So we're live on the NFHS network. Glad that you could join us here on this OSSAA presentation, and our countdown to kickoff from Greg Brown Farmers Insurance continues. Serving all your insurance needs, give Greg a call. Free quote today, 405-751-9453. Let's give you your players to watch. And we'll start off with Eufaula first. And we're going to start off with their quarterback, which is going to be the first one that we're going to have to really kind of keep our eyes on. And if you can kind of see the stats, 83 for 157. He's got 1,529 yards, 18 touchdowns with 4 INTs, but he'll also rush the ball for 697 yards, including 11 touchdowns. His passing rate is about 60%. So that's your gun, okay? He's going to hand off and tote to the rock, and we're going to get to our next player to watch for Eufaula, which is going to be right down the line, and he is going to be toting the rock. That's actually we'll go to the wide receiver, and this Khalil Deer. And Khalil Deer, last week, as you can see, 4 interceptions, 3 touchdowns. He is a ball hawk. He's got 885 yards receiving this year, 13 touchdowns, and he's rushed for 139 yards and 4 touchdowns. So those are the 2 big key players to watch. And then, of course, you got to have a running back in any game, Jay. As you know, you're a big fan of toting the rock. He's rushed for over 1,600 yards, 25 touchdowns. He's a 5'10", 190-pound senior. And last week he had up over 100 yards and a touchdown himself. And those are the 3 players to watch for the Eufaula Ironheads as we got 18 minutes away before kickoff. Now let's go on the other side, and we're going to help a little bit from Randy Brown a little bit because we had an opportunity to talk to some of these. And we're going to start off with our quarterback, number 10, Jace Gilbert. And just look at this. Passing yards, 2,061 yards, 26 touchdowns with only 1 interception on the year. He's rushed for 841 yards for 14 touchdowns, and we saw him in pregame warm-up. He is a Division I kicker. He kicked 4 that went through. 1 hit the bar and then went in at 55 yards. He is a field goal, and when you see him kick his extra points, it goes so high, it goes up past the bars, so you really can't tell, and I would hate to be an official down there. What else can you say about Jace?
Man, he's just he's an all-around package, and I'll say, the last 2 weeks that we've got a chance to watch and kind of be a part of that, Jace has really done a lot with his legs, and I expected him to continue that. Last week he had 151 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. So, he's done a lot with his legs in the last couple of weeks. So I expect him to continue that too.
Well, and he's your field general. He is your leader. And then we're going to go to another playmaker there across the field, and he'll get the ball out to number 12 as Will Bergner. He is have 1,000 yards receiving with 14 touchdowns. He's a senior. He's a go-to guy. And before we get to the next one, I love this. It's kind of dual threat. You say, okay, well, we just have to stop number 12. Well, you better not leave the junior who's 6'5" and number 1 on the other side because he's going to make you pay.
Yeah. Avery Payne, Will Bergner, man, they're kind of like the dynamic duo. They're both great hands guys. Both catch the ball really well out in front of them, doing a great job. But Bergner can do it all, man. He can run, he can catch, and so they're going to have to stop both these guys.
Well, it's what you get in the semifinals. He's a junior, 6'5", 185-pound. He's also a basketball player. He'll get some love from his. We'll have a halftime interview with Mr. Gilbert, who talks about these guys. He's very humble to say, hey, it's not just me; it's a team effort. And after we got done with the interview, he said, hey, thanks for the love. I said, that's taking care of your teammates there. So we've got coaches' comments from both sides coming up as our countdown to kickoff from Greg Brown Farmers Insurance continues. We'll do that right after this timeout on the NFHS Network as you're watching semifinal 2A football here at Putnam City on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Great Plains is a family-owned and operated company. We are an equipment dealer that is operating in central, southern, and soon-to-be western Oklahoma. There's a lot of nuances in our business that sets us apart from some of our competition. In our industry, it's been a conception that there's only 1 or 2 players in the game that not only sell but can serve. And that's been a major focus as we've grown our business. That sets us apart a little bit whenever you look at Kubota dealers, especially as Kubota has expanded its line into small construction and to larger ag. Those are very service demanding industries. And to be able to thrive in those and be able to be sustainable, it's taken investment from us, and it's something that we're very proud of, because it is important that we teach and maintain a culture of servanthood to not only our customers, but to even internally as our employees and the management deals with one another on a day in, day out basis. We're wanting to stand out in the crowd, not because that we rent, not because that we sell. We're the odd ones for being a faith-based company. And that's important for us to say out loud and to show it in action and not just in word. Our ambition is that we grow a business that's sustainable. Even with the growth that we've had, our culture and the faith that our company has, we've been able to go into these communities and serve them in a way that is going to be sustainable for the long haul. So we're not wanting to sell this one machine. We want the next one and the next one. And we say that because we're just trying to highlight the fact that we're not in it for a quick sell. We're in it for a relationship. We're Great Plains Kubota. We're the brand that serves. You can find us at any of our locations, and you can find us on the web at gpkubota.com.
We're with Coach Weber, and first, Coach, just kind of tell us about this year. First time to ever go undefeated in Marlow history. Just kind of give us reflections of the year as a whole.
Well, actually, it's the second time. We were undefeated last year also. We just weren't 10-0 because COVID. We had a COVID cancel, so we ended up 9-0 in the regular season. But, coming in, we expected to have a good football team. We had a good quarterback, have 22 seniors for a 2A school, which is very rare, and a very good 22 seniors. These guys never lost a game in junior high. Have great leadership. So to say, we didn't expect to have a good year, I'd be lying, but, you still have to do it, and we've done it so far.
What is your proudest moment of this year?
I don't know that I have one. I mean, winning's hard, and just every game, it doesn't matter who we play. When we win a football game, we celebrate it, because that's the whole reason we practice and do what we do, and we make sure our kids celebrate every win, even though every win might not be pretty and there'll be lots of things to correct. We're always proud with every win, and we've been lucky so far to have 13 of them.
Well, this is a clash with a team that's also got a lot of wins, and on paper it looks like a great matchup. What do you know about Eufaula, and what's your plan of execution as far as X's and O's, and what do you have to do to get a win?
Well, Eufaula's been a good football team for a long time. I was just really happy when I looked at their roster and there wasn't 3 Selmans on the team. But they do still have some of those names, families. I noticed there was a Watts, and that's where J.C. Watts is from. But they're an outstanding football team. We knew when we get to this point, when you turn on film, everybody's going to be good. Really impressed with their skilled kids. Have a really outstanding receiver, an outstanding quarterback, an outstanding running back. And then they have a defensive lineman that's special, and he's going to be really hard to handle.
All right, well, good luck with the semifinals, and hopefully punch your ticket to a chase for a gold ball.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys' interest in us.
Good morning, sports fans. I'm Rodney Haltom. Welcome to Haltom's Huddle. I'm here with Eufaula head coach Larry Newton.
How are we doing, Rodney?
I'm doing great this morning, Coach. You're coming off a big 31-14 win over OCS in the quarterfinals. We move on to Marlow this coming Friday at 7 o'clock at Putnam City. Talk a little bit about the game of last Friday night.
Oh man, can't talk enough about the kids again. You challenge those kids to come out and start fast. We gave up that first run there, that first pass there. We're in a defense that they've been showing us they're going to run the ball, and they ran it really well.
And they've been averaging over 200 yards a game running the ball.
Right. So we jumped in that defense, and of course they get in trips, and then they beat us over the top, and of course none of our guys go with the deep guy. But, that's the way it is, and we took a gamble and we lost on it, but we never got in that defense again. And, I kind of teased Coach Greg about that. I said, "Did we ever get in again?" I knew we didn't. But he said, no, we trashed it right there. But no, we make mistakes too as coaches.
Sure.
And, we're kids are coming off the field. Coach Greg, he's the first one out there, patting them on the head, guys, hey, that's my fault.
Right.
And, when they mess up, we let them know, but by gosh, when we do too, we let those kids know that, hey, that was our fault. But after that, a lot of pride. Those kids, this is the second time that, that we've got down, behind somebody.
Right.
And those kids, it just seems like they get mad. And it's not one of those deals like, oh no, how we're going to get through this. And man, they just turn another gear. And when they turn that other gear and they start playing with each other, man, it's just, it's off the charts right now.
Well, I tell you what, you guys were off the charts. Y'all scored 17 points in the second quarter to their 0. Khalil Deer had a heck of a ball game. 4 interceptions, 7 catches for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns. Khalil was a man amongst boys that night.
Khalil has turned it really turned it on in the playoffs. I looked at it and I think he's got 12. He got like 12 touches for 302 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Just in the playoffs.
Just in the playoffs. So it's what I always say: great players play in big games, and he's starting to come along. But that's not just him. That's Luke. That's Matt, that's the offensive lineman,
You're
that's
right.
the defensive lineman, that's the linebacker, that's the outside backer, that's everybody's on this team. We go on, even the sidelines. The guys that aren't getting in. My dad has been so proud of those guys, about their excitement, encouraging each other.
Oh, the atmosphere on the sidelines is incredible.
It's incredible, and like I said, it's a very good moment right now.
I thought what Khalil Deer had told me Friday night after the game about how you have to give all the credit to the guys up front, those defensive linemen, for putting pressure on that quarterback to lob those balls up. But 4 interceptions, that's incredible. Adcock he was 9 of 14 for 165 yards and 3 touchdowns. Your running game continues to be awesome. You had Clover with over 100 yards and also another touchdown. Hey, but something that, Coach Mike Campbell and special teams, they've been really a big part of this success for this team.
It is, that's what we talk about. Our little freshman kicker, Brian Lynn, got his first field goal. That's kind of, always good to get under your belt, because we're going to match up with one of the best in the state.
Right.
This week with Marlow's kicker that they have. So it's going to come down to, this week, special teams is huge. And the advantage right now is their guy. I mean, he's the Division I kicker, and he'll kick it out when on kickoffs. He's going to kick it out of the back of the end zone, not just to get it there. I mean, he's going to kick through the uprights.
Well, that's the reason why he's going to be playing on Saturday.
That's why he's playing on Saturday. But no, I'm, and great friends with that guy, that, their dad, Gilbert. I coached with him at Skytook. I know Jace whenever he was just a little pup. But like I said, we'll have our hands full on all 3 phases of the game. But, that's the way it's supposed to be now, and that's the way it was last week. A lot of people don't understand. And, I keep telling my kids, last week was a semifinals matchup in other classification. Now, this week is the same thing. You have to do it twice. In most cases, it's a state championship.
Well, we're having to play 5 games compared to 3.
Yes. And we just got through beating a undefeated team. Now we're going to have to try to beat another undefeated team.
Right.
So, like I said, when you start matching up with those guys, it's tough.
Well, we talked a little bit about the history of the semifinals, and to the Newton family, it really means a lot, and I'm going to explain why. Coach Newton Sr. played in the semifinals in 1969, correct?
68.
Your uncle...
Or 67. He graduated in 68.
Your uncle Robert coached in 1.
Yeah.
And your dad coached in 3. And now here you are carrying on the legacy of coaching in the 6th semifinals for Eufaula.
Correct.
You have to have a lot of pride.
Oh, I didn't even realize it. I mean, it didn't even blow my mind until Dad, he made up that comment. He says, hey, because Dad keeps up with that, and you ask me what my record is, I don't know what my record is. I always have to go back, and look at it and find out what it is. But Dad, he keeps up with that stuff, and he's like, now, son, he says, that there's been a Newton involved in every semifinal now. I was like, no, I didn't. But yes, it's a great honor to be able to represent Eufaula in every semifinal.
All right, let's go down to our coin toss with Chris Burke at midfield.
We've got a coin. That right there, the falcon will be the head. That will be a tail. Okay? You're the visiting team. I'm going to let you call it before I flip it. After he calls it, repeat it for me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and your call is?
Tails.
He called a tail. It is a head. It is a head. You have won the toss.
We'll defer.
You want to defer the football? Won the toss. We'll defer.
All right, so Eufaula has won the toss. Looking to defer. Chris Burke, we're going to keep you online since you are our sideline reporter. For many in the southwest Oklahoma region may remember Chris Burke, an outstanding MacArthur Highlander running back, played at this level, played in semifinals, played in finals. What is the atmosphere like right now gearing up to your memory?
Oh, this is a great atmosphere right here. Both schools are represented well in the stands. They traveled well. They've been doing chants back and forth for about the last 15 minutes, so I think the fans are definitely ready to go. It looked like the guys are ready. This is what it all comes down to. You've made the Final Four. You put in a lot of work in the offseason, and this is the culmination of all your hard work.
All right, Chris Burke, he's going to give us a little sideline from both sides as we kind of represent here on the NFHS network. So you can see that those in the Eufaula and their inflatable iron head has an American flag, and really great to see the patriotism, especially for all of these schools. We've got 3 minutes before we get this one kicked off. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Let's give you your starting lineups, and let's start off with the visiting Marlow Outlaws.
All right, for the Outlaws tonight, we got Jace Gilbert, Julian Merriquin, Will Bergner, Avery Payne, Adley Ellsworth, Kyle Wilson, Gus Wilson, Cody Huber, Chance O'Neal, Connor Rhodes, and Braden Ball.
And then over for Eufaula, you've got Luke Addock. He's the junior, 6'3", 205-pound quarterback, and he's going to hand the rock to Matt Clover, the senior, 5'10", 190 pounds. Then Khalil Deer, we're talking about a Deer report. Let's look at for number 10. He had 4 interceptions and 3 touchdowns in last week's ball game, followed by Tyler Lee, Bryce Newby, Ontario Ellen, Johnny Burton, Gabe Mortensen, Eden Gray, Ty Dodd, and Draven Graggs, and some of these guys will play on both sides of the ball. Let's flip it on the other side for the defensive side of the ball, and let's start off with the visiting Marlow Outlaws.
For the Outlaws on defense tonight, we're going to hear this name a lot. Number 3, Josiah Johnson. Also down there in the front is Gus Wilson, Cody Huber. Another big name here is Brennan Morgan, an OU baseball commit. Kyle Wilson at linebacker, William Hewitt at linebacker, Tyler Callahan, Derek Schaefer, Avery Payne, Case Rich, and then back there playing center field is Will Bergner.
All right, so on the other side for Eufaula for the defense, Ontario Ellen will be defensive end, followed by Ty Dodd, Johnny Burton, Tyler Lee, Evan Spoyer, Matt Clover, Caden Bumgarner, Bryce Newby, Brett Pippinger, Slade Williams, and Khalil Deer. And remember, Khalil is the one we talked about that had those 4 interceptions, and then, of course, the 3 touchdowns as well. So we've got the Eufaula Ironheads coming out for the first time since 2005 in a semifinal matchup 16 years ago. As we told you, Jay, that some of these kids weren't even born yet from Eufaula to know the history of Eufaula. And, yes, we understand the OU tradition. We know J.C. Watts. We know the Selman brothers. The only thing that Coach said, if you missed it during the pregame, is he says, I'm glad there was no Selman on this team. So,
I wouldn't have wanted that either.
Yeah. And Barry Switzer was so impressed. If you read his book, Bootlegger's Boy, he said that, man, I was just listening to radio. I was on a recruiting trip. I wasn't even going to go to this town. And then all of a sudden on the radio, it's like in on the tackle, doing this, doing that. He said, this kid's everywhere. Well, then he was surprised to say that it wasn't just one Selman, it was 3, and the rest is history. Hey, our title sponsor is Great Plains Kubota. Great Plains Kubota, Marlow football is brought to you by the Great Plains Kubota, the brand that serves, and they are going to be your title sponsor throughout the entire ball game. And then our first quarter sponsor is going to be Marlow First Baptist Church at 213 Northwest Broadway. They exist to see lives changed by the gospel, one step at a time. It's Marlow First Baptist Church. So, as the Eufaula, are we ready for football, guys?
I'm ready.
I've been ready all day.
Ready,
It's Friday night, and we're still playing football in the great state of Oklahoma. Ball teed up at the 40-yard lines for the 2A semifinals, and we have got your kickoff sponsor. It's brought to you by the Outlaw Tunnel and Liquor. Locally owned, stop by for all your last-minute needs and the least expensive gas in town, 1508 North Highway 81. Going to get a return on this, somewhat up to about the 25-yard line, and that gets the Eufaula fan base excited for a stop on special teams. And, Jay, this could be a night where special teams may be the deciding factor.
Sure. Hey, it takes all portions of a game to win these kind of games. So they're both good football teams. This is going to be good to see.
I want to know pretty soon if Chris is amped up and jacked up. He's our sideline reporter, and I think sometimes he wants to strap it up and put shoulder pads back on. So Jace Gilbert and company for the Marlow Outlaws will start off with twins here on the near side, back in the shotgun formation. Straight back, a little pass over to Bergner, and oh boy, he's upended. Kind of a high pass, but it was able to be taken down under his feet for about a 3-4 yard pickup, gets up to about the 30-yard line.
Really good tackle there on the outside. I mean, he comes up and catches him up in the air, and but still got the pass on him. He still caught it, so
I was
about 3.
I was surprised he hung on. Yeah. Good catch.
So just underway for the Marlow Outlaws. In their all whites. Eufaula in their all maroon jerseys. Marlow with the all white with the blue numbers. They'll get a new play call from the sideline as Jace Gilbert will check the defense. It's going to be a handoff. Oh, and I'll tell you what, it was going to be initially tackled right at the exchange, but gets right back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long.
Yeah, Julian Merrick when they're on the handoff, just nowhere to run right now. Nothing doing up there.
Well, we're going to talk about their size. In fact, you can see, Jay, on the defensive line, in fact, some of their offensive line runs up in the 300 range. So we've got a big interior on both sides of the ball. Jace Gilbert on a 3rd down and long. Got a man in motion. It's Bergner. Fake handoff, rolling to the far side of the field. Picked up defensively and then taken down like a rag doll for a loss of yards back at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's just great coverage. There's nothing downfield. They got him covered up all the way. I mean, there's just nowhere to go, and they got good pressure, so it was a good tackle.
Well, offensive wins games, defense wins championships, and right now there's a statement that's being made on a 3rd down and long and a stop for the Marlow Outlaws on their first drive in a punting situation. It's going to be punted away, and it's going to land with a bounce and actually get a Sepulpa bounce up to about the 46-yard line, so decent field position for Eufaula on their first possession.
Here we go. We're going to see what the Outlaws are made of right here. Haven't seen much of this all year, them being stopped. So this is going to be a big turnaround.
As they say, everybody's got a plan until you get hit in the mouth.
Yeah, that's right.
And then it changes. So it's 10:08. Just a couple of minutes have expired off of the clock. Got a man in motion going to the far side of the field. It's going to be a quarterback boot run. Gets past midfield inside Marlow territory, right outside the 42, 43-yard line, and a decent quarterback run right out of the gate.
Well, he just gets outside there, but he had some running lanes, but, hey, Marlow closed it down pretty quick. There's a lot of butterflies right now.
Everybody's a lot of emotions.
You got to get that first hit. You got to get that first snap. There's a lot of things going on right now, so everybody's got to calm down a little bit and play their game.
So Luke Adcock, junior quarterback for Eufaula, be in the shotgun formation. Khalil Deer on the little race to the corner, and he has been stopped. I think basically there's been enough film to say you're not going to try to get the edge on us.
Yeah, you can see right here, as he's running outside, he tries to get around him, but hey, Marlow's got about 5 or 6 guys right there ready to make the tackle. So
well, I guarantee you that number 10 has been emphasized in practice. They're going to know where number 10 is every time the ball is snapped. So a little band performance from the Marlow Outlaws, and we got trips on the far side. Almost come a little early, and now the flag flies. Neutral zone infraction, and a hard count may have got an extra 5. It won't be a first down, but it'll be a 3rd down and about short.
Well, you can't have that. You got them at 3rd and about 6, and there's a whole lot of difference in 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 1.
And we talked about in games and setups like this, crucial games, turnovers and penalties are huge in nights like these.
And how many times does the coach say, watch the ball, don't listen, turn your ears off, watch the ball, and it just happens.
Yeah. You've heard it 1,000 times. You're right in front of the ball.
Exactly. How can you not see it?
Same formation for Adcock with trips on the far side, back in the shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff to Deer, and Deer is taken down as he only gets right to the 45-yard line. He needs to get to the 44 to get the first down, so that's going to be a stop.
Yeah, I think they go here. Chris, what do you think? I think they're going. Maybe they're going to punt.
Yeah, I thought they were going to go, but he's sending the punt team. But I was just going to go ahead and tell y'all it was short in case you were wondering, since I'm 3 for 3 on the year.
Boy, he's going to brag up his own stats. Look at that. Pride comes before a fall, young man. So we're going to punt back at the 44-yard line. Bergner sets to return back at his own 11. Glad you could join us on the NFHS network. And this is booted and then fielded, taken at the 11. Bergner on the far side hits the corner, gets a little bit of speed on the edge, and then steps out of bounds as he crosses the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the second possession for the Outlaws coming up.
Well, the thing of it is, both teams 3 and out. It's just one of those deals. Like I said, you just got to get a few licks in. You got to get some things going and get the butterflies out, and now you'll start playing your game.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a dogfight, so we got to see what happens.
So Jace Gilbert will have Avery Payne and Bergner, the lone receivers here on the near side. Check the play call. He'll make sure his offensive guys got this one understood. Fake handoff, back to pass. Pocket collapses, and this is going to be a quarterback sack way back where you don't want it at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, they just didn't give him enough time. I thought he had some guys that were starting to get some separation, but he didn't have time to throw the ball there.
Yeah, once Gilbert was sacked, I looked out onto the field, and there is an iron head with every Outlaw.
Yeah.
It was just coverage. It was great coverage.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just good, complete defense right there.
Well, and they showed that in that first series, and they're marching Outlaws backwards into territory they don't want to be in a 2nd down and very long. Chase Gilbert back in the shotgun formation. Quarterback keeper. Initial surge, man, I'll tell you what, that's a great little run when you didn't have much to go on. Gets up to about the 22-yard line, but this is all sack yardage to try to gain back.
Well, Eufaula, they're putting 8 or 9 guys in the box. They're daring you to throw the football. They're trying to say to you, you're not going to get, we don't think you can get passes. We think we can run with you.
And they've been right so far.
Yeah, they've had good.
So a 3rd down and long for Gilbert as he'll check the defense. Back in the shotgun formation. Straight back to pass. Roland looks. Oh, and then that gets tipped on the throw, and that is going to be incomplete. And so you got to hand it to Eufaula, who has come up big with 2 big defensive stops in this semifinal game against the Marlow Outlaws. We're still scoreless. Both teams have had a possession. Marlow has had 2, and now it's a punting situation as Gilbert will back to punt on his own 10.
Man, that was just big-time football.
High snap gets this one away. High, deep, and is going to be bounced and then get a little bit of a Marlow roll down to exactly to the 42-yard line, kind of where Eufaula had the ball the last time around.
Well, they just got great. 68 just pushes him all the way back into the backfield. The quarterback has nothing to do. He's trying to throw the ball, and I thought he had somebody out here in the flat that he was going to throw to and just knock it down.
All right, so Marlow with 2 possessions, not much to go on, didn't move the sticks, go with 3 and out, and back to Eufaula. So this may be our little defensive. We saw what Marlow was able to do when they collapsed down, and they say defense wins championships, so we're at championship level. Handoff to Deere. He's going to be their go-to runner. It's kind of strange that we're not seeing their Matt Clover. No, I guess it is Clover. Deere is 10. So, yeah, Clover, their running back that we said had about 1,500 yards rushing. Number 7. So number 7 and number 10 are going to be hawked pretty good.
Yeah, Matt Clover is the workhorse for Eufaula Ironheads. He's done it all year. The films that I've watched, man, he's been the workhorse.
So it brings up a 2nd down and 7. Straight back to pass, looking downfield's got some time to throw, going to air this one out. It's a pitch and catch, and off to the races. And it looks like he gets a shoestring tackle as I thought he was going to score, and he gets taken down at about the 11-yard line, and a great pitch and catch. Just like that, inside striking distance for Eufaula.
Well, what they did was run somebody under, and it made a linebacker have to take him, and he outran the linebacker along the sideline. That's really all it was. It was just a mismatch. They got it right.
Yeah, and I don't know how Bergner got that shoestring tackle, but he saved a touchdown.
He did, 100%. Yeah.
We'll do a red zone with the Outlaw Fitness, 22 West Main in Marlow, no under new ownership, locally owned. Have put in new equipment. Get your 24-hour access. Call to set up your membership today, 641-1789. Red zone opportunity. Little handoff and he will cross and score for the first touchdown for Eufaula, and you can see the hometown crowd pretty excited on their second possession, taking it to the Outlaws with a big touchdown punch.
Yeah, he gets there's a huge holes there. I mean, he didn't have to do a whole lot.
Yeah, and this is here we are. The Outlaws have been in this position before. We felt like this at the Chandler game. Chandler drives down and sticks it in. So we'll see how they respond here.
PAT up and through and good. So it's 7-0 as Eufaula takes the lead on their second possession. We'll take a timeout and be back right after this. You're watching semifinal football on OSSAA football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
All right, back here at Putnam City, host of the semifinal matchup between the Marlow Outlaws and the Eufaula Ironheads. And that was a 3-play drive, 56 yards, touchdown with a punch-in run. Making it look easy, and your kickoff sponsor brought to you by Outlaw Tunnel and Liquor. Locally owned. Stop by for last-minute needs and the least expensive gas in town in Marlow, 1508 North Highway 81. Going to kick end over end, and it's going to be fielded. Some up men, so instead of the deep, going to get a push to about the 35. There's still no whistle yet. And then finally forward progress stopped at about the 34-yard line, and we'll check that out.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a missed kick or if he was actually trying to kind of squib that, but it didn't get very much distance on it, and up back there.
This is what you say. You got to answer points with points. And so how are you going to respond after 2 possessions in a closed-down defense that really has come hard? Marlow, let's see how the Outlaws respond. Quarterback, little toss. Now we're going to get it out in space to the 40, 45, 50. It's a foot race to the 40. Still on his feet at the 30, and then knocked down at the 25-yard line. What a great run, and just a little toss from Gilbert.
Man, I love Julian Merriquin. This kid is a absolute animal on the football field, and man, that was just a great play. A little pitch play, an option play, and Merriquin takes it. Man, what a great play.
So the option play works to get him for their best territory inside Eufaula territory for the first time tonight as they cross the 50 on a little foot race inside Eufaula territory, right outside the 26-yard line. Gilbert and company back to work. Going to be a quarterback keep. Oh, man, he was going to fake a toss, and there was no one there, so it was well read by the defense and gets luckily back to the original line of scrimmage. Kind of a busted-up play, Jay.
I for sure thought that was a busted play. There was nobody there, nobody out in the flat to run the route. I'm just thinking there's nobody home.
Nobody home to run right. They ran left with a big toss. Get it over to Merriquin for the big run. But it brings up a 2nd down and 11. Marlow going to try to respond on their 3rd possession of this ball game. Gilbert will check the defense, get an audible. Going to be an outlet screen. Boy, that's dangerously thrown over to Bergner's way. If that was read for a pick, that was 6. And we got a flag in the play, which comes late.
Well, I thought it's right. Let's go back and look at the replay here. I think that he gets a late hit. If you'll watch him as he comes in here, there's a guy's going to come right in here and hit him right in the head.
Okay. So I know that the hometown crowd, which is going to be Eufaula on this side, is not going to like that. Dead ball, personal foul in the head against Eufaula. And we saw that on the instant replay, and I know the fans aren't going to like it, but that is the right call. And, you're going to let them play, but you're going to play within those confines of those designations. So it brings up a 1st down and another red zone opportunity for Outlaw Fitness. 222 West Main. Give them a call, 641-1789. 24-hour access with new equipment, tanning beds, weights, and all with 24-hour access. Gilbert back in the shotgun formation. It's going to be a quarterback keep. The lead block, and he is going to take defenders with him to the 10, down to the 5, and then he dives his way right down to the 1 yard line.
That's just
all Gilbert.
That's all football, man. I mean, he said, "You're not."
Don't you love this right here? They got 3 guys on your back trying to strip the ball and not make the tackle, and he says, "I'm just going to train you right into the end zone."
Yeah. That was just tough football. That was tough running.
Sledding down, and they go quickly to the line with bunched up, heavy run package look. It's going to be a handoff. Crosses. He'll score. Touchdown, Marlow. So the Outlaws, with a heavy run package, goes heavy right with 2-3 lead blockers, and Gilbert just follows the train right into the end zone.
Yeah, hey, don't stop doing what got you here, and they run the football. I mean, looked like to me that Marlow can actually outrun them on the corners if they want, and number 20 proved that. I mean, he was getting it down the field.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jay. Let's see here.
We got a flag for, I guess, whenever the
celebration.
Whenever he ran the shoe onto the field, he called a delay of game.
Oh, ran the shoe on the field and delay of game, so they're going to back them up for the PAT try.
I'm just going to say this probably isn't going to matter.
Well, and let's not jinx him with the broadcast jinx of a young man who's just been so good. But, yeah, he's joking because Jace Gilbert, who kicked 55-yarders in practice, and let's watch his PAT.
He kicked a 46 last week.
So the PAT after the assessed penalty coming up. Ball down, kick up, kick on its way, and this kick is good. So we are all tied up at 7 apiece. Just what you'd expect for a semifinals with 3:38 left to go in the first. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Since 1908, Cameron University has served students from all over the world. With nearly 50 degrees in 2-year, 4-year, and graduate programs, we have something to inspire you. Health and wellness facilities plus a wide variety of clubs and activities will help you find your perfect fit. Small class sizes allow you to be yourself while discovering your future potential as part of the Aggie family. Come experience the Axe. Enroll today at www.cameron.edu.
All right, back here at Putnam City, as you can see the crowds into this one, and why not? It's semifinal action, and we're all tied up at 7 apiece, and that was a 5-play drive, 65 yards, punched off with a 3-yard capped-off run by Jace Gilbert, quarterback for the Outlaws. And, Jay, you got to answer points with points, and that was a big response in an offensive way.
It was huge for Marlow to say, hey, we can get it right back down the field. Gives you a lot of confidence going into this defensive series here.
Kickoff sponsor brought to you by Outlaw Tunnel and Liquor, 1508 Northwest 81, least expensive gas in town. And here is that Gilbert kick, and let's get back into the end zone. That's what you want if you're Marlow. And you talked about this last week, Randy, that if it doesn't and it stays in play, this Marlow team is so used to, just lining up at the 20, You've not repped a lot of returns because your kicker has been kicking in the end zone. That was close. And what happened last week?
Yeah, Cassia Hall exposed a little bit of weakness there in our kicking game. And I'm sure that Coach Weber and staff repaired that this week during practice. We were there for a practice this week, and we could see some of that. So, yeah.
So the worst field position for Eufaula tonight is back on their own 20. They've been on the 40 for the last 2 times. Little jet sweep to Deere coming to the near side of the field. He is picked up defensively as he turns it up in the middle to get up to about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, the good thing about what Marlow does there is they actually make him have to commit. That the end comes across and says, hey, you're going to cut it back. You're not coming sweeping this way, and that's just good defense.
Yeah, I knew that the defensive end position was going to be a big position in this game, to keep everything contained.
You got to set the ends every single play.
Luke Adcock, quarterback, you get the shotgun formation. Little fake and then a little jet sweep motion going to the far side of the field, and it's picked up as he dives forward at the sticks right at the 30. They're going to place it for a first down, move the chains. No, they're going to say timeout for a measurement? No. The one umpire on the near side had it past the 30. The one on the other side had it about at the 29, but it was enough for a first down right there at the 30.
Great little play there to Clover, just a little sweep pass over there and got enough for the first down.
And we didn't jump. The flag didn't fly. They'll get a new play call in the hard count as Eufaula got Marlow the last time. This is their third possession of the ball game, scored on their second. Trips here on the near side. Little flare screen to the near side of the field makes one man miss. And then a host of Marlow Outlaws in the tackle at the 34-yard line.
If you watched any film on Eufaula, you know that this is their bread and butter. They want to hand the ball to Clover, and they want to throw this bubble screen to Khalil Deer. And all year long, this guy's been running this bubble screen for 70, 80, 90 yards.
Yeah.
Well, you've done your homework up to this point, but I will remind everyone this is a 4-quarter game. So you stop it once, you stop it twice, but you can you continually to stop it. Trips on the far side of the field, back in the shotgun formation, showing a little bit of blitz action, straight back. In the pocket, has to be flushed out on the run. Marlow coming, still going to throw, then tucks and run, and then just takes what he can get after running north, south, east, and west, and then get all the way back up to about the 37, 38-yard line.
Well, that's just a great run on his part. I mean, he was back 20 yards running for his life, and Marlow just didn't have anybody fast enough to catch him back there. Some of the big D-line were trying to get after him, but he's just too fast for that.
That's a 50-yard run for a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Welcome to the 2A state semifinals here in Putnam City. Glad you could be along for the ride here on the NFHS Network, part of the Oklahoma Sports Network, and affiliate for NFHS semifinals action. Back to work is Adcock. It's going to be a quarterback keep and draw, and boy, the Marlow defense says no way. We're going to get a stop on the quarterback keeper, thinking he's going to get a first down, and that's going to be a fourth down.
Big number 72 there says, hey, he does a slant down inside, and, hey, he's on the play.
Yeah, Cody Huber's been doing this all year, He was just right in there on the slant, like you said, Jay, and as soon as Adcock tries to keep it for a little gain, Huber's right there to stop it.
46 seconds remain here in the first quarter, and we are all tied up at 7 apiece. So they get stopped on that drive back in their deep territory in their first punt tonight. Going to come and get this one, and calls for the fair catch at about the 33-yard line, and Will Bergner gets the fair catch.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the next time that they punt, I'm thinking about I'm going to block this because you look, he stops.
Oh, he stopped. And if
he had kept coming, he had it.
But the thing is, it's so dangerous because you say if I'm going to run in the kicker, if I'm going to rough the kicker, I got to get all ball. But you're right. There was plenty of room there.
It's got to be that spot 2 yards in front of the kicker that you're going for every time. And, but you're right, Jay. He was super close. And
so in nature of what's happened with this first possession back and forth between these two, as Eufaula scored first on their second possession to make it 7-0, and then on their third possession, Marlow finally answered points with points. And what do we have here from the Stripes? They're kind of talking to are they talking to the chain gang? I don't think they're talking to they're working on the chains, I think.
The
chain has a link issue, I think.
I hope it makes it a little shorter for the Outlaws.
Yeah.
Well, it goes both ways because it's the same chains,
Well,
glad you could join us here. We want to thank our title sponsor is Great Plains Kubota. Marlow football is brought to you by the Great Plains Kubota, the brand that serves. We got another special insight to their organization at pregame. We're going to show that at halftime as well. And also we'll have an interview with quarterback Jace Gilbert. He was really a great, humble young man. Talking with him, I get to joke with him a little bit about where he got his kicking. He mentioned that my mom was a college soccer player, and she started me early, and then he went to Cybert's kicking camp, and he's gone to 2 different kicking camps. This young man may have a future of playing Saturday afternoons. You can kind of see we're still kind of zoomed up on a chain issue. You talk about all the momentum, all the wind comes out of the sails, and we got the bands playing to kind of keep people entertained. You know, at one point you say, okay, drop these chains, bring in another set. What's going on here?
There's got to be a backup set of chains somewhere.
Well, I mean, you got officials, and then you got a couple of others, and you can see the Eufaula, a little bit of reindeer Christmas. As we said, a lot of excitement for this town. You get the Selman brothers from Eufaula, and, you know, you talk about basically when you have that kind of tradition. And then finally they got the chains set. And the PA announcer said, let's keep the energy in this. This is still a semifinal game. It's all tied up with 29 seconds left to go, and I think we're finally ready to play.
PA announcer acting like Bruce Buffer up there, you know, getting everybody fired up. So,
well, let's get back to semifinal football action. Straight back to pass. Gilbert stays in the pocket, collapses, then throws on the one for Bergner. Oh, and that is over the top, trying to get a penalty, and no flag on the play. Really tight defenses. You'll get to see this in the replay.
Well, he throws that ball really well. That's just a great defensive play. Slaps it away at the last second.
Yeah, that was really a great defensive play. I thought that was going to get caught, man. I thought that was a big-time game.
Well, and the thing is, and if you're a coach, you want to do that. You want to rock. You've just stopped them on a great defensive, stands after scoring. You want to try to go deep to see if we can, make it a 14-7 game.
Yeah. Bryce Newby on the coverage there for the Ironheads also.
So Gilbert on a second down and long. Man, they are coming. They send in the house, stops, sets up to throw, and then gets away from the sack, gets away from his second opportunity, but not the fourth and fifth as a sack, and there's a flag all the way back to about the 26-yard line, and we'll see what this one's going to be.
It's going to be holding, but I saw him drag the guy down, so it's definitely going to be
Well, I mean, do you take it or do you decline it? Because there's going to be a loss back here for the sack. You're going to decline that. Yeah, I'll take the negative yards any day. All tied up at 7 apiece, and boy, this has been a defensive battle with only 13 ticks left to go here in the first quarter. In quarter number one, already going to be in the books, and we're all tied up at 7 as Chase Gilbert, quarterback, gets a new play call from the sidelines, probably the last play here of the first quarter.
3rd and 18 here.
Well, he'd already lost yards, so no reason to take the penalty because wasn't much difference.
Gilbert and company. Sets to throw. He's got Bergner. Oh, man, what a wide-open streak. The call was there, but a little bit pressure. He could not stay where he wanted to, but that was wide open. You're going to see that again tonight.
Yeah, I know we will.
That's 2 plays in this series we've seen the same play.
Yeah.
And they know they can get it open. He can outrun him.
Yeah. The problem really is the pressure on Gilbert in the backfield, and he just doesn't have time right now to set his feet. And
1 quarter in the books, and it's all tied up at 7 apiece. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Feet. We use them every day. Working, playing, and usually taking them for granted. If your feet hurt, see the professionals at Southwest Foot and Ankle Clinic. They've been serving Southwest Oklahoma for the past 36 years, providing the highest quality care and combining the latest technology with old-fashioned Oklahoma compassion. With 3 locations to serve you, Lawton, Duncan, and Altus. Call today or visit us online at swokfoot.com.
All right, welcome back into second quarter action, and we've got a new quarter. It is going to be 5M landmarks. 5M landmarks for mulching, clear-cut trees, land clearing, dirt work, driveways, or demo work. 5M works for you. Give them a call, 405-779-1862. I think they can get the job done.
They can, man. I'll tell you, they came and cleared about 5 acres of my land. It looks like a state park under there. So he does a great job. Hunter McClure does a great job.
So a big 4th down and a punting situation on a 4th and 18. Going to punt, and, man, I'll tell you what, he get all of that and then some, and then get a little bit of a roll to get down to the 25-yard line. I'll take that any day of the week.
Oh, that's a college punt.
Well, that's why he's being looked at the way he needs to.
That thing went up, turned over at the top. It was beautiful.
There's no return coming on that.
So this back and forth, really kind of a defensive stand. Both teams have scored. We're at 7 apiece as we start the second quarter. Just underway here at Putnam City in the semifinals in 2A here on the NFHS Network.
They got a guy running on late.
Luke Adcock in the shotgun formation, and we'll have to wait to get us set up. Oh, and then we tried to come a little bit early, and then a flag flies. That's going to be a false start.
Yeah, because I thought
he was not set.
Well, he never got set. He was running onto the field, and that just always messes a play up. You just can't have it because you don't know when you're ready to snap it.
I think he's marking the penalty off the wrong way if it's a false start.
Yeah, he went the wrong.
He's got to go the other way.
The official's like, "Hey, where are you going? What are you doing?"
I think the outlaw sideline let him know over there.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey."
I understand. We all get caught up in the game a little bit. So the ball placed right outside the 19-yard line, so a -5 to add to your first down. So a first down and long. So we'll say first down in about 20. And Luke Adcock back in the shotgun formation. Little handoff. Man, boy jitterbugs right inside the hole as he goes off tackle. Got a flag that comes late in the play after the handoff going to Matt Clover.
Yeah, I thought there was holding again, but they're really trying to get those holes open, but they're trying to turn them with the shoulder pads, and that's not going to work.
Yeah. That was Josiah Johnson there that just got turned completely around in the play with a hold.
So the clock will stop. 11:44 remain here in the second quarter, all tied up at 7 apiece.
This is not the way you want to be going if you're Eufaula.
No. Well, and, you got to be worried about, ball protection here, too, because, you had a false start, and now it's a 1st and 25, and the quarterback will stand back at his own 5-yard line. Straight back to pass, looking downfield, flushed out of the pocket, then decides to run. Looks downfield and then just taking the hit about the 11 or 12-yard line.
That's really good defense from Marlow there. I mean, he had nowhere to go with the ball, and he had to bring it back down and take off. And, hey, he only got a few yards out of that. Usually I think every time I've watched him play, he got big yardage when he takes off.
Yeah. And Jace Gilbert kind of there as a strong safety. Yeah. Just recognizes it, sees that he crossed the line of scrimmage. Hey, let's go get him.
Right.
Sound defense for both these teams. Adcock on a 2nd down and 21. Showing that they're going to show a little blitz package as Marlow chooses to come. They audible out of that, change a little bit. They change over for Eufaula. Straight back to pass. Oh, and then there's a little bit of a run jet screen to Deer. Deer off and then gets up to the 25-yard line, but they stayed at home on the back end. I was very impressed with that because I thought if he gets out in space, this young man could be gone.
Yeah, Case Rich there, number 5 for the Outlaws, kind of stayed in this spot and made sure that he kept everything on the inside. Was able to catch Khalil Deer there. Although he did get a gain, about 10 yards a gain.
Yes.
So.
But, if you didn't have that protection on the back end, it would have been 6.
Yeah, that's true.
So Adcock back in the shotgun formation. Clover next to his left. Gets a new play call from the sideline. Deer will be the lone receiver here on the near side. Looking that way, looking to throw. Yeah, and that's going to be a pitch and catch, and that's going to be incomplete. Yeah, that would have been enough for a first down to get if he got to the 39.
Number 10 there is really on the coverage. He really comes up and knocks that ball away.
Yeah, gets a hand in there just in between, and great coverage.
Does a good job.
Well, back to a punting situation of 4th down and 5 for both of these teams as we start in the second quarter. We're already 2 minutes away off of that big clock at 10:03. Punter stands back at his own 15. They are coming with a little bit of pressure, and there's going to be no call on the flag for running into the kicker. There's a mad dash for it. There is some upset Eufaula fans. In fact, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, he was blocked into the kicker right there, it looked like to me.
And I actually think he might have got a piece of it. So the ball came out funny after he kicked it.
Yeah, so it may have got a little bit of the action there. And I know hometown crowds don't like any of those non-calls, as they would say.
Yeah, I think Eufaula was pretty upset about that call.
Yeah, because we are on the home side. By the way, Marlow was challenged because the reason the OSSAA said they will have more fans for Eufaula coming to this game, and so you had to choose between these top-ranked teams. But Marlow was the higher-ranked team, and they are the away team. And is it good luck on their whites? Have you seen them play really good? I know they're undefeated, so you really can't pick one, but
yeah, I mean, I think they play good
either way.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what jerseys they're wearing. Wow, what a stuff right there with the fake handoff, and there is that collapsing defense. We'll see that on the replay right here. Right there, filling all gaps, filling the holes, making the blocks and the tackles.
Nothing doing in that middle right now. I think
I want to get them out in space. They can get the corners if they can. That toss sweep that we saw worked earlier. 9:26 left to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think Eufaula's got enough speed there on that D-line that they're able to kind of get in those gaps and stuff some of that stuff that they're trying to put into the middle.
All tied up at 7 apiece. Gilbert back in the shotgun formation. Little outlet pass. I don't mind those, and that's going to go to Avery. I think that's his first pitch and catch to Avery tonight.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something. They've got 7 or 8 guys in the box.
Daring you to throw.
Does and says you're going to throw it, and you got to burn them. And if I'm looking for number 12 across the middle again, and let's go deep.
I agree, Jay. I mean, it's going to be the play. You know it's going to happen again. So we just got to wait and see.
Yeah, just give him a little bit longer to throw the ball, and I think he'll come open just about every time.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 5 in the shotgun formation. Man in motion going to the far side of the field. Fake handoff, Roland looking to throw. Oh, and then Bergner, he had to throw this. So he had to get rid of it the way he did because the pressure was in his face. And I know the design play worked in practice, but not when you got a defense rolling like this.
Well, you really want to block down there because you can't let them get inside like that. You just got to get shoulder to shoulder, block down. If they're going to come through me, they're going to have to go around me.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. Just the pressure is way too much. Bergner or Chase Gilbert just doesn't have time to do anything.
Gilbert's going to punt this one away high, deep in the lights, and is going to go out of bounds. That's kind of a miscue for Mr. Gilbert on a 4th down and 5, and the ball will turn over with 8:52 left to go before the half. Adam's got a great look there on the field camera. Got a great crew with us tonight from JW, from Caleb Sherham, Jay Burke, Randy Brown, and Chris Burke on the sidelines. And myself, Eric Sherham, here enjoying 2A semifinal football, all tied up at 7 apiece. You wouldn't want it any other way for a fan.
This is it, man. This is exactly what you've worked so hard for all season, and they're here. So I'm excited. I'm still nervous.
Well, you're going to have this for 4 quarters, just batting yourself down for the ride. Adcock going to be a handoff, and then a swarming Marlow defense to meet him at the exchange to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Brennan Morgan, man, from that defensive end position. We talked about that a little while ago, just kind of keeping everything contained. Brennan Morgan just able to crash down and get that tackle.
Well, since that scoring drive, Marlow's done a really good job on defense. I mean, they have really shut it down, and Eufaula's not had much to go with.
But then on the flip side, Eufaula has really matched them up defensively outside and getting, they both have only given up the 1 score, and I'm sure by now they're used to a comfortable lead at this juncture in the second quarter. Straight back to pass for Adcock, looking for a pitch and catch. And I don't know why he backpedals to go back the other way. I think he was going to try to turn, gets to the 50. He'll go right back to the sticks, but that should be enough for a first down.
Yeah, I think it's first down too.
I thought that he was about to pitch it back to number 10 or something.
I didn't know. Yeah, you're right. There was something funny about that. There is going to be timeout for a measurement. They're going to call for the sticks. What do you see on your end, Chris? What does it look like?
Oh, I got to get a better angle.
Yeah, I know, because there's a lot riding on this call.
On this. Let me see.
Let's go. Oh!
Boy, it's close. It's real close. I don't know if I want to put my perfect record on the line.
You got to make a call.
Yeah, you better do it.
Short by an inch.
Short by an inch. Okay, we'll see about a mulligan here. We're going to stretch out the chains, and I think you are going to be first down. It was by the nose of the football.
Now, that was by a centimeter. You said it earlier. Pride comes before the fall.
Well, maybe you'll learn you something there, my friend. 8:09 here at Pirate Stadium here in Putnam City. A great night for football in December. It could have been a lot of different ways weather-wise, but it has been perfect tonight. They're going to go under center. Not very rarely do we see that. That's going to be a handoff. And, this is a gentleman that wears 2 numbers, Johnny Burton. He'll come in at 50 and 26, and there's going to be a handoff and gets about a yard.
It's number 3. Just cracks me up. The lineman comes to block him, and he starts to block him, and he just takes him, just flips him to the ground, and he says, "Here, I'm gonna help you back up."
Great sportsmanship.
I'm a nice guy. I didn't mean to throw you down quite that hard.
Tell you what, these guys are hitting out here. They are banging in the trenches.
So brings up a 2nd down and 8. Adcock looking to throw, and it's a pitch and catch, and then down to about the 28-yard line, and that's going to go over to Deere. So Khalil Deere showing what he is capable of, and this young man last week, 4 interceptions and 3 touchdowns. He primarily just did the show by himself.
And he can get across the field fast.
Yeah, it looked like cover 2 on this backside, probably maybe the weak side, and Deere was just one-on-one coverage with Avery Payne, and he just got out in front of him.
Yeah. All right, so a timeout is called. We're all tied up at 7 apiece with 7:09 left to go before the half. We'll take a timeout with them right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
So the timeout was called. Marlow called that timeout. It's all tied up 7-7. 15-0, Washington leads on the other side of the bracket. Winners will collide next week for a state finals in Class 2A at Edmond. UCO, great facility for finals. They had a finals earlier today. They've got one going on tonight with Clinton and Tuttle, and it looks like Tuttle leads 22-16. Oh, Timberlake, I'm sorry. I thought I saw a big T in there. I don't want that one. I want the Tuttle-Clinton game. That's in the Class 4A championship. Class 5A and 6A will be tomorrow. 6-0 is the lead Clinton leads in that state championship. Fake handoff to Deere in motion, quarterback, keeper, and draw, and he is taken back down defensively, right back, maybe a gain of 1, Jay, right outside the 32-yard line.
Oh, that's just good defense. I mean, they're as Chris said, they're hitting hard. Everybody's coming together, and this is a battle, man. This is the trenches. Who can win the trenches? That's what it's going to turn out to be.
Well, and we said the roster is put up with guys that are playing both sides of the ball. Talk about who is conditioned, and both these teams not used to playing 4 quarters either when you have a lot of your seconds come in.
Yeah, that's been the case, I think, for both teams all year long. By halftime the game's pretty much over. So
straight back to pass for Adcock. Got plenty of time. Flushed out of the pocket. On the move to throw. Got a pitch. Oh, and then it's dropped at the last second. That would have been a great pitch and catch to Tyler Lee, but he drops it.
Yeah, this is one he'll want back because he should have caught this ball.
You see this on instant replay because right here, set up shop, pitch, catch, and then down.
I think he saw that end zone maybe.
Or you hear footsteps coming too. That's another.
Yeah, it could have been footsteps. Chris said they were hitting hard.
Clock stops at 6:20 left to go here before the half. All tied up at 7, but Eufaula knocking at the door right outside the red zone at the 28-yard line of the Marlow Outlaws. Adcock back at the shotgun formation. Straight back to pass, looking downfield. Flushed, then throws. Oh, into triple coverage, and then it is caught. That's a tip drill. 3 Marlow defenders to make sure that Deere didn't get it. And just what a Christmas gift for the young man that just dropped the ball, catches the touchdown pass, Tyler Lee in the end zone.
He's a little bit short. But
he's short. He's going to be at the 1. Okay.
If you saw the replay, that really should have been it could have been intercepted because there's 3 guys that tipped it up. It had nothing to do with Eufaula tipping it up. We did it. I would say we, Marlow.
The tip in the trip drill, you got to say Lee. And you know what a redeeming value. You drop a big pass and then you come up with a big one, and they're knocking at the door right outside the 1 yard line to punch it in. Adcock in the shotgun formation, going to hand off. And that's going to be hit hard. Deere is going to be driven backwards. Then they'll finally whistle after they're going to say no flag yet. I'll tell you what, they're letting them play a little bit too for the fans not liking it. The forward progress has stopped, and they're letting these young men play. But Khalil Deere gets stopped.
Yeah, we can't hear a whistle up here, obviously, but you would have thought it was blown long before.
Well, it's about a 2-yard loss. Going to knock back out the 3-yard line. So 2nd and goal right outside the 3 at the 5:19 mark of this second quarter.
Well, if I'm Marlow, I'm coming here because I want to make sure he didn't get this ball off.
Adcock is going to be a quarterback sweep coming down, and then he is coming down hard. And sure enough, a big stop. Another loss of a few yards back to the 6-7 yard line.
Man, that's Kyle Wilson just from the linebacker position. Scrape down that line, catch him right as he tries to turn up. What a great play.
And everybody was coming. I mean,
he came down, made a great tackle. Looks like we're about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, just think, this was set up at 1st and goal right outside the 1. It's now 3rd down and goal right outside the 5. So they're going the other way for Eufaula, and Marlow trying to make a defensive stand. Adcock, straight back to pass.
There it is.
And this is a pick. And this is Bergner to the 20, 30. He will not be caught.
He's gone.
To the 50, 45, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Outlaws. What a turn of events, and a pick 6 on a 3rd down and goal. Just when you thought Eufaula was going to punch it in, it's going the other way for 6.
Well, he just takes off with this ball, and he outruns him. I mean, what a perfect set. I mean, he was just in the right place in the zone. I backed up a little bit and throw it right to him.
Anybody that's watching home had the popcorn hit the air. I mean, the food was flying, and you can't believe what an Outlaw momentum when you thought it was going to be a goal line stance. Instead, it's 6 the other way, and just like that, 13-7, and the PAT from Gilbert coming up. We got a late Marlow Outlaw said, hey, I forgot, special teams, it's me.
It's time to go out.
Let's go down here for the kick, and the PAT coming up. What a turn of an emotional events. Ball down, kick up, kick on its way, and this kick is good.
Man, that's how you turn the momentum of a big-time football game around. You make a great defensive play, and that's exactly how it feels. It feels like the momentum has been shifted a little bit, and the Outlaws are sitting on top right now.
14-7, 4:16 left to go before the half. We'll take a timeout. Be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sign Company has been serving Oklahoma and surrounding states for over 60 years. As a family-owned business, our focus has always been on driving people to your door, not just selling you a sign. From custom sign design and manufacturing to installation and service, AeroSign has the knowledge and experience to deliver the ideal sign for you while using materials of the highest quality to ensure that your sign will look great for years and years to come. We design and manufacture our signs for longevity, so you get the greatest return on investment possible. AeroSign Company, helping your business thrive since 1955.
Well, if you're just joining us, just when you thought Eufaula was going to punch it in a 1st and goal, gets down a 3rd down and goal right outside the 5-yard line. And it was a one-play, 99-yard pick 6 into the end zone for a touchdown for the Marlow Outlaws. PAT is good, and it's 14-7 Outlaws, and your kickoff brought to you by the Outlaw Tunnel and Liquor. Locally owned, stop by for last-minute needs and the least expensive gas in town, 1508 North Highway 81, and this is going to be into the end zone for a touchback. This is another dangerous thing of Gilbert we don't talk about as much as his leg. And the thing is, special teams in games like this, when you don't get to set up for a return and they're starting at the 20-yard line, that is a great game advantage.
It puts you on the right side of the chains all the time, and it puts them in bad field field position every single time. And I mean, it's a weapon. I say it every week. He is a great weapon in the kicking game.
Chris, I'm going to come down to you, and just from your vantage point, you say it's a game of inches. This could have been a 6 the other way.
Oh, yeah. When Marlow broke on that ball, it was a great break. But, I mean, he really had to reach out there and get it, and he barely got it. I mean, just another inch, and it would have been a touchdown the other way.
Yeah, so a game of inches, whether it's on the field or in the air, and this is going to be a handoff, and this is going to be stopped after the gain of a couple to about the 22-yard line at the 4-minute mark here of the second quarter.
And Marlow's fired up.
Second down and 8, and there's a timeout called. So, is that a timeout? Okay, yeah.
It was just an official timeout. I'm not sure.
Yeah, officials timeout. So, well, they're coming
back.
back. He says, no, this isn't a timeout. This is an officials timeout, probably usually for equipment, something like that, to try to get that underway. But this is not one to go over to the sidelines and get your water. 4 minutes before halftime, Marlow leads 14-7 with 14 unanswered points. Remember, Eufaula scored first to make it 7-0. Adcock straight back to pass with a shotgun formation. Oh, and this wiped out trying to go deer across the middle of the field, and that's incomplete. And the Boo Birds start from the hometown crowd.
That's number 61. All they were doing there, they weren't really trying to rush hard. They were just standing up to see where he's going, make sure he's not going to run, and he just bats that ball down. Good job. If you can't get there, knock it down.
Yeah, get a big old paw up there in the air and make him throw over you.
So it brings up a third down and about 8 with 3:52 left to go before the half. Adcock will have trips on the far side of the field. He'll get a new play call from the sideline. Straight back to pass, looking downfield, steps in the pocket, decides to run on the throw. On the far side of the field, won't get a chance to throw, and he'll be thrown down, and they're going to say that he gets spun out right at the out-of-bounds mark, right at the 18-yard line.
You got to be real careful with those throws when you kind of fling them out of bounds.
Well, he was fighting for extra yards right there on the line, and you can kind of see, you play until someone goes out of bounds, but they were really tied up.
I think the Eufaula faithful here thought that it may have been a
little late hit sure.
there.
Well, it's a fourth down and forever. Back at their own 19-yard line, punter will stand back at his own 5-yard line to get this one away. A little bit of pressure. Gets this one high, deep, and called for the fair catch for Bergner right at midfield, and they will start there with plenty of time. With 3:38, you run your kind of 2-minute offense right here to try to add to that score because the nature of two halves, you'd love to go into the locker room up 21-7, but 14-7 is the score. Marlow with the lead with 3:38 left.
I'm going to try to run a pig between 1 and 12 here. So get ready. That's what I'm calling.
Coach Jay still can't.
You heard it from Jay.
Well, he's been in the box a long time to be able to know what he would call, and I understand we're going to kind of. Tony Romo does that all the time, too. This is what I would have done in my situation. Got a man in motion, that's Avery, going to the far side of the field. Oh, right up the middle. And then a jet sweep action to the 30, down to the 25, down to the 20-yard line. That is what we were supposed to see in the first quarter, but now that opens up a little bit of the lanes, and just like that, Mariquin takes it deep inside their territory.
It was almost like a counter coming back the other way. They run the number one goes in motion coming back across, and they thought it was going to be like a pop pass to him or handoff to him in the front, and wow, they come back across quickly.
Yeah.
Red zone opportunity by Outlaw Fitness. Give them a call, 641-1789, 24-hour access for weights, tanning beds, cardio, and so much more. 222 West Main in Marlow. Another red zone opportunity for Gilbert and company. It's going to be a quarterback keep now, and he will dive his way down to about the 16-yard line with the fake handoff to Mariquin, and then a quarterback keep right slant off the tackle on the far side of the field.
Well, you're starting to see some holes open up a little bit. A little bit of sliver of light there, something to get into.
Yeah, I feel like Eufaula's kind of letting up that box just a little bit, and the Outlaws are probably now starting to get a little better blocks too, figuring some of this out. So we'll see what happens.
It's going to be another fake handoff, quarterback keep, and he will lower his shoulders. He's got such that thick frame for a quarterback too. You think, man, the kid kicks, he punts, He runs the ball. He throws the ball.
He runs over people.
Well, that's true.
Drags people.
He delivers the blow.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to him at half, and he's going to talk about his influence of game study comes from his dad, who's an offensive line coach. So guess how much film study he's seen. We're at the 2-minute mark right now, and this is not NFL or college. We're not in a 2-minute stoppage of play. It's going to be, the fake. And it is going to be the toss. Merrick went to the 10, and then he'll get the first down right outside the 7-yard line.
Wow, this play, right, you can see it on replay here as he takes this ball. And
he waits and then
Well, he was fixing to go down, so he's like, I'm taking my chances. I'm going to pitch it. That's just a gutsy play.
That was really gutsy.
Yeah, that's just good sandlot football right there. You've been since you were a kid. He feels comfortable to do it in the game. That's good.
Yep.
You draw that up in the grass back there behind you.
So going to set up shop with the first and goal right outside the 8-yard line. Gilbert and company trying to punch this in before the half. Got Avery in motion going to the far side of the field. It's going to be right. Merrick Wynn, and he'll cross. He'll score.
Oh, I don't think he's
on the one. Oh, yeah. He was taken down. I thought he reached the black of the Pirate end zone.
Well, that was exactly the exact same call from a while ago.
Yeah.
Run one back in motion, coming to the backside, then run a counter coming back the other way.
And Jay, that they're going to hand the ball to Avery Payne at some point.
Yeah.
Him coming in motion, they're going to give the ball to him at some point.
They're just setting it up.
Yeah.
So now this is the tight formation going back the other way, and it's going to be quarterback keeper, and he'll waltz in, he'll score. That's going to be a touchdown for the Outlaws. Man, what a turn of events from a pick six after it was all tied up at 7 apiece. Now it's 20-7 with the PAT coming up, and there is your field general right there with a hand clap, Mr. Jace Gilbert.
Well, I'm going to guarantee you that was nobody touched him.
So. Well, he's got lead blockers, and some of the film that we've seen from some of the end zone from some of the TV, it just looks there's an opening C that opens up, and here comes number 10.
Yeah, I think Chris or myself, either one, could have ran through that hole.
Now, Chris didn't have many holes. He made one. He had to lower his shoulder. Ball down, kick up. This is whistled dead before the kick is off, and let's find out what the call is here. There's a flag from the far side of the field. He's going to say a false start. So false start against Marlow. And the Outlaws will have to back it up for the PAT try. 56 seconds remain before the half.
Man, if you're Marlow, this is where I want to be. I want to be going into halftime with a 2-score lead, knowing that you're coming out and Eufaula's going to get the ball after halftime.
Yeah, Eufaula won the coin toss, elected to defer. Ball down, kick up, kick on its way, and this kick is good. It's a 21-7 Marlow lead with 56 seconds left to go before the half. We'll take a timeout. Be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Are you looking for more than just a job? Paris Foods in Lawton offers a career with a competitive starting wage, opportunity for advancement, life and health insurance, including medical, dental, and vision, as well as 401k retirement plan. At Bar S, you can be proud of a company that gives back to the community. But most of all, you can take pride from making a quality product. Bar S Foods, making the best tasting hot dogs and smoked sausages. The food America likes to eat. So come be a part of a winning team and start your path to success today.
Welcome to semifinal action, and boy, that was a 6-play drive, 49 yards. Gilbert touchdown, making it look easy with the run blocks that he have in front to make it a 21-7 lead with 56 seconds left to go before the half.
Yeah, Eric, I don't know if you've noticed this, but they are not kicking the ball to Khalil Deer. Every time it's going.
Yeah, well, you also want to try to get in the end zone, too, just like he did right here.
Yeah.
So, just kick it over their heads, and there's nothing they can do in high school football in Oklahoma because you can't bring it out. It's got to be a touchback.
But I hear what you're saying. Just don't even kick it near this guy.
Yeah. He's on the other side of the field. Yeah. Gilbert's lining up, kicking it to Clover every single time.
Yep.
So if I miskick it or whatever, Clover's going to have to beat me, not Khalil Deer.
Outlaw Tunnel is your kickoff sponsor specialist. Oh, Okay, that's why they got tagged with it before. He's got a special kicking shoe, I'm told. Caleb Sherem, our videographer, spotted that. Remember last time, that's why he had to delay a game, because he had to get his one quarterback shoe off and then to his kicking shoe. So back to pass. Sets up for a quarterback draw to the 20, 25. Spin move at the 30, and then keeps it going for a 1st and 10 right past the 32-yard line. Clock will stop until they move the chains. 47 seconds to try to respond to answer points. So far, 21 answered points by the Outlaws. It was a 7-0 start, and it's been Marlow ever since.
Timeout, Eufaula.
Timeout, so they'll take it. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Forgiven.
Thought so. Bundle bakery favorites like a tasty apple fritter, sweet cinnamon roll, or blueberry muffin with any size soft drink or premium roast coffee for just $3.
Well, they had to call timeout. You can see after that, with 47 seconds left to go before the half, Marlow up 21-7. Eufaula started with the first score, and then we were knotted at 7 apiece after 1 quarter of play, and Marlow then just figured themselves out both sides of the ball, have a 2-score lead, but now Eufaula said they would like to try to get it within 1 with maybe a quick strike here with a 1st and 10 right outside their 30-yard line.
Yeah, I think the Outlaws got to be super careful here.
It's going to be a handoff. Going to go jet sweep on the far side of the field over to Matt Clover, and that's going to be taken down, and that's going to be another timeout because they're going to have to use him. We'll kind of keep it here.
Kyle Wilson there, linebacker position. Cody Huber from the defensive tackle position, just able to take Clover down as he kind of gets that jet sweep. Trying to get it to the outside, I think. Just couldn't get out there.
You know, at the half, we're going to have an interview with Jace Gilbert. We had an opportunity to talk to that young man. Going to talk to him at the half. We'll have that as a presentation. Give you some scores, because then we've got that other matchup on the other side of the bracket that is playing for the same rights to chase for a gold ball. And that game is being played right now, a Class 4A state title being played between Clinton and Tuttle. A lot of great football here in the great state of Oklahoma. 39 seconds remain right out of the timeout to come back to action. Do you have a score over there, Randy? Were you looking up one?
Yeah, Washington Beggs right now. Washington 14, Beggs 0. They're in halftime.
Okay, so they're at the half. We're about to be there ourselves. Adcock back in the shotgun formation. Straight back to pass, looking downfield, stands in the pocket. Flush try to get to Deere, a little pitch and catch, and he'll go out of bounds. That's going to be a 1st and 10. 21-0 Clinton leads over Tuttle. And that powerhouse of tradition, Clinton is Clinton. And the Red Tornadoes trying to show their stuff in 4A.
Yeah, last week Josh Callaway was talking about this matchup, and he's just saying, man, Clinton and Tuttle, they are on a
collision
course to meet each other. So, man, I guess they got a good game going.
Holland Hall, winners of 3A earlier this afternoon up at Edmond. Straight back to pass for Adcock. Little outlet flare pass, nothing fancy, but gets a 1st and 10, and then he'll run out of bounds. So just what they're doing. See, this what you don't want to do with a prevent, or if you're going to give them that cushion, they're going to take what you give them, and they've already marched down into Marlow territory. 1st and 10 right outside the Marlow 38 with 27 seconds left to go before the half.
Yeah, Outlaws playing prevent defense here, 2 free safeties back there, just trying to keep everything in front of them. But, like you said, Eric, Eufaula is just taking what they're giving them.
Well, they have 1 timeout remaining. A little flare to Deere. He gets a block and then gets out of bounds. He'll get down to about the 32-yard line. Very smart for both of these teams to really play the clock management. They know they have to run out of bounds.
Yeah.
They've got 1 timeout remaining. 22 seconds remain before the half, and they're right outside the Marlow 33-yard line. Starting to get a little bit loud here in the hometown side of the fandom. Oh, and that was just thrown into the dirt, kind of got off the mark for Luke Adcock, the 6'3", 205-pound junior quarterback.
I think that was coverage for Adcock. I mean, just from my vantage point here, when I look out, and everyone was covered. He was looking to the sideline. It was just, hey, man, I got to get rid of this ball before I get sacked.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying this one because we sure are. With a 7-7 ball game and a pick six, which turned it for Marlow. Now knocking at the door, Eufaula, right outside the Marlow 33-yard line, and a hard count with 18 seconds remain before the half. Adcock with twins, receivers near side, far side. Little pitch. Oh, and then not the catch. Just outstretched hands. Wasn't timed out, but there was some Marlow pressure to be added to that. Brings up fourth down.
Sometimes it's tough. You're out there in the flat like that. Get a little bit of them alligator arms. Start thinking, I know that guy's coming.
Yeah.
I just saw him just a second ago.
I'm all by myself, or am I?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Well, they can get past the sticks to keep the drive alive on a 4th down and 5, but they've only got 15 seconds to work with and one timeout remaining before the half. Eufaula with the ball. Getting loud here in the hometown stands. Straight back to pass.
I think they're going to throw it deep. It's got to.
Looking to throw. Time to 11 seconds. He's going to run 30, 25, 20, and then he'll run out of bounds with 7 seconds left to go.
Wow.
They say you're not going to throw it. It's going to be a 1st and 10 right outside the 13-yard line. But here's the interesting fact. 7 seconds remain. This is going to be the last play before the half.
Well, you're thinking.
So you're going to have to go to the end zone because there's no way. A play is going to take about 5 to 8 seconds. Even a slant. I mean, if you get down and try to call timeout, this is probably going to be it.
Well, I would want to know where Khalil Deer is.
Me too.
Hard count.
I'd double cover him, I can tell you that. Right now.
Adcock will get a new play call right outside the 13-yard line of the Outlaws, heading into halftime with 7 seconds remain before the half. Straight back to pass, looking downfield. He's going to throw in the end zone, and that's going to be tipped away incomplete.
3
no
seconds.
flags in the play. 3 seconds on there. So I was wrong. I will admit when I can be wrong. I thought it was going to take them a little bit more time to set up, but trying to go the end zone, they're going to try to do it one more time.
You're going to get one more shot at it. And once again, I'm going to be looking for Khalil Deer.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
And we have triple coverage on.
Oh, they're going to go for a field goal.
Yeah,
Forget that. We're going to get the points, and we're going to try for a 30-yard attempt, and they're going to be a timeout called by Marlow to discuss this. So we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Bridges and Buckner Dentistry at 1802 Northwest 52nd Street has over 32 years of combined experience. They serve Southwest Oklahoma for implant placement and final restorations using guided surgery and CEREC technology. This enables them to do same-day crowns in the office. Call to set up your appointment today or visit them online at bridgesandbucknerdentistry.com.
All right, so we're going to try a 30-yard kick for a freshman field goal kicker. He's only kicked one all season. This is on the way, and this is going to be good.
It was more than good. Wow.
So he had a 20-yarder last week, and you get some points, and that is a victory to make it 21-10 at the half. What a great one here in Putnam City for the 2A state semifinal for the winner to advance to try to chase down a gold ball. We've got halftime performances here by the band of Eufaula, and we'll get to see that, and halftime will continue. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Dear John, it's over. I've decided to trade you in on a new Kubota from Great Plains. I finally have a tractor that can fulfill my needs. Let's face it, I couldn't rely on you. Besides, with Great Plains special offers on new Kubotas, I get more machine, more power, and more satisfaction. So John, don't be green with envy. There's a new tractor in my life, a strong, handsome machine from Great Plains Kubota.
Pride of Eufaula.
Eufaula Marching Band. With halftime, we got about 10:17 left to go for the remainder of the half. We get exciting second half action. It's a 21-10 Marlow lead here at the half. And we'll be back. We've got the Jace Gilbert interview and so much more as halftime continues right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Dear John, it's over. I've decided to trade you in on a new Kubota from Great Plains. I finally have a tractor that can fulfill my needs. Let's face it, I couldn't rely on you. Besides, with Great Plains special offers on new Kubotas, I get more machine, more power, and more satisfaction. So John, don't be green with envy. There's a new tractor in my life. A strong, handsome machine from Great Plains Kubota.
Okay, we got senior quarterback Jace Gilbert. First off, tell us how exciting this season has been for you.
Oh, it's awesome, especially coming off last year. We kind of felt like we let some people down, so we've had the Metro Christian game in the back of our minds for a while, and working 365 days out of the year just to try to get back to this point. And we're playing in December again, so it's pretty awesome. The town's behind us, and it's great.
I was going to ask you how much that game motivated you, because it was that, you thought you had it, and then seconds away, and it got taken away from you. How much of a motivational factor has it been for this team?
Oh, it's been extremely motivating. The whole game, but mainly just like 4th and 19. Anytime that we need motivated, someone just yells 4th and 19, because that's how close we really were, we felt like. I mean, to be in the semis at least. So, yeah, it's been extremely motivating. So,
what's been the biggest part of this season that you've been most proud of?
Well, our whole team's really come together. Our locker room it's unbelievable. And it starts with our seniors. We have 22 seniors. And, we don't really have one leader, but just our whole group of seniors, anytime anything happens, we look at one of the seniors, and our locker room's amazing because of just how tight our team is.
What's it going to take for you to get a win this week? I mean, it puts you in another finals game. Eufaula, I mean, it's they got some great history. They got a good run in the records. They only have one blemish. What's it going to take for you to get a win?
Eufaula's a great team, but as far as us and doing the fundamentals, doing the little things, we're still doing things we did on the first day of practice right now. So I'm just doing the little things and executing, being efficient.
Let's talk about your kicking for a brief second. Where did you learn to kick like that?
Well, my mom actually played college soccer, so from a young age she taught me how to kick it like a soccer ball, and then I got hooked up with Austin Seibert and Cole's kicking, and it just kind of took off from there. So.
Okay, and what is your longest?
I hit a 52 against Marietta this season, so that's my career long.
Now, with Coach in the box, coming up a decision time, end of the game, it's a field goal to win it. Where is your comfort zone if you felt like if the ball was placed out, in what range do you think you're confident enough to kick it through the uprights?
Oh, man. I feel pretty confident inside 55 with the chance to make it. So if there's no wind, in my face, so...
Well, it's going to be an exciting matchup, and you've got some great personnel around you. Talk a little bit about some of the distribution of where you get the ball to some of your playmakers.
Yeah, I've got a lot of guys that make me look a lot better than I really am. Will Bergner and Avery Payne are really good. I would say probably half of my passing yards that came after the catch, so they make me look really good out there. Our offensive line is. Some of the guys that just came together this year, and they've gotten a lot better. They're really good right now, and I feel really comfortable behind them doing anything. Their pass blocking has gotten a lot better. We've really, running the ball, it's gotten a lot better. And then running backs, Julian Marroquin, he's really good, unbelievable athlete. And then Cole Hayes, Julian got hurt through the I guess it was week 4, and Cole came in, did a great job. So we have 2 backs that we're really comfortable with right now. And then William Hewitt's another back, but he plays a lot of defense for us, so I know I'm leaving somebody out, but there's a ton of people around me that that are really, really good athletes.
And one last question for quarterback. How much of a film studier are you? I mean, how much, you have your practice methodology, but how much do you go back and look at what Eufaula is going to bring to you defensively that you're looking to take advantage of?
I don't know. I know they have a really good defensive back at corner, number 10. He's really good. I assume that he'll probably be on Bergner, but either way, I'm looking forward to that challenge. My dad's our offensive line coach, so I do watch quite a bit of film with him. So if that answers your question on that.
All of us at Marlow First Baptist Church are looking forward to cheering on our Outlaws all the way to state. As much as we love supporting our teams, we'd love to support you and your family as together we discover Christ, develop our faith, and deploy into the world. Join us Sunday morning for life groups and worship at 8:15, 9:30, or 11. For more information, visit marlowfirst.org. Marlow First, to see every life changed by the gospel, one step at a time.
Since 1908, Cameron University has served students from all over the world. With nearly 50 degrees in 2-year, 4-year, and graduate programs, we have something to inspire you. Health and wellness facilities plus a wide variety of clubs and activities will help you find your perfect fit. Small class sizes allow you to be yourself while discovering your future potential as part of the Aggie family. Come experience the Axe. Enroll today at www.cameron.edu.
All right, back here at Putnam City, home of this 2A state semifinal matchup, and it's 21-10. Marlow leads. Kind of recap the first half. It was really touch and go in that first quarter. In fact, Eufaula scored first 7-0 and really put it on two great stops against Marlow. Then it comes back where Marlow finally, with getting out in space, ties it up. It stays 7-7 in the first quarter. As you can see, teams are starting to come back out on the field for their 3-minute warm-up. But then, it was kind of that still tight of the first part of the game where it started to loosen up a little bit later for Marlow. They capitalized to get a touchdown to make it 21-7, but then you got to hand it off. I mean, to just great, we're not going to go at halftime down 21-7. Eufaula did what they can to set up a 20-yard field goal and to get that to make it a 21-10 contest. Now, Randy Brown joining us here in the press box and part of the Marlow faithful. If you're Marlow's head coach, what are you saying to your team right now?
I say, if I'm Coach Weber in the locker room right now, I'm saying, hey, this is where we want to be. We want to be on top. And we're not going to change anything. Our game plan is to come out here, to run the football, to take control of the game. That's what we did. It took us a little longer than what we normally do, but we finally established that midway through the second quarter, and that's where we're going to go. We're going to keep this game plan moving forward. We're going to control the game, control field position, and keep our score on top of this one.
I think on the other side of the ball, if you're Eufaula, you basically say, listen, we showed that we're in this. We didn't go down at halftime 21-7. We got the field goal. We're going to get the ball back because we won the coin toss. Let's go out and make a big drive statement to make it 21-17, and then we got a ball game. And so that's basically what you want in a semifinal game. Both teams are in this, in it to win it, to try to advance to a state ball opportunity. As we said in the pregame, Eufaula has never gotten past this point. They've been here 5 times. The last time was 2005, 16 years ago, and so they want it, and they want it bad. Here is how they got here last week in the quarterfinals as Eufaula beat Oklahoma Christian School 31-14. Then Marlow with their big win over Cassia Hall 38-7. And then on the other side of the bracket, Beggs able to take Crossing Christian 48-12, and then Washington, who's been ranked number 1 throughout the season, Rejoice Christian 54-28. Marlow is ranked number 2, and Eufaula ranked number 8. And when we said in the pregame, the Final Four in the semifinals in this class is huge because it's double than all the rest. You know, you don't have 32 teams. You've got an extra week of playoffs, and that's why a lot of the finals are being played today, played last night. You had Bixby with their win in 6A2.
Surprise.
Yeah, what a surprise. And then they're going to go and play in 6A1. By the way, Marlow's going to have a change because Marlow's going to go up to 3A next year, so they're going to go into that Holland Hall, who just won a state title back-to-back a little bit later this afternoon. Clinton and Tuttle are in a clash, and you've got what's the latest score that you had from Washington?
So Washington Beggs still look like 14-0 Washington. They just came back out of halftime. They're in the third quarter right now. Washington's leading Beggs 14-0, so they got a dogfight too.
So basically, let's go down to Chris Burke, who's got kind of coaching assignments here for Marlow down at the 30-yard line.
Coach Hershock, it was a tough-fought game so far, but you're up 2 scores. What were your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I thought it was just what we expected, 2 teams going out and hitting each other in the mouth, and our kids responded. We got down early, and, hey, they don't have any quit in them. It's a good football team we're playing here. We're going to come out and try to do it the second half.
All right, Coach, I appreciate it. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. Chris Burke going to be our sideline reporter for the remainder of this contest. And I'll tell you what, we've had a doozy, and we've got, about a minute 15 before we kick this one off. We're going to take one more timeout and be back right after this to kick off second half action right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Since 1908, Cameron University has served students from all over the world. With nearly 50 degrees in 2-year, 4-year, and graduate programs, we have something to inspire you. Health and wellness facilities plus a wide variety of clubs and activities will help you find your perfect fit. Small class sizes allow you to be yourself while discovering your future potential as part of the Aggie family. Come experience the Axe. Enroll today at www.cameron.edu.
Glad you could join us on the NFHS Network, and we're about 16 seconds away before we put 12 on the board to get ready for second half action, and your third quarter is brought to you in part by Bank First at 28 West Main in Marlow, offering a variety of personal and business banking services, including accounts, loans, treasury services, and more. Explore online at Bank First at their website, bankfirst.bank, member FDIC. So, just like what you wanted, winner will advance in another 24 minutes from this point. 12-minute quarters. Ball teed up at the 40-yard line, and we're ready for second half action with their title sponsor with Great Plains Kubota. Marlow football is brought to you by Great Plains Kubota, the brand that serves. And that's going to be end over end with your kickoff. Kickoff is brought to you by the Outlaw Tunnel. They're at 1508 North Awee Highway 81. Locally owned and operated. Stop by for all your last-minute needs and the least expensive gas in town. The Outlaw Tunnel.
Jay will say that nobody will beat their prices in gas in Marlow. So he guarantees it.
Okay.
So when you're coming through, stop and get gas there.
All right. There you go. So 12 on the board to start second half action as the Ironheads from Eufaula won the coin toss, elected to defer to the second half, and they'll start up with a 1st and 10 right outside their 20 after the touchback from Gilbert's kick. Got a man in motion coming to the near side of the field, and we're set for action to start second half. Oh, boy, that was so fortunate that ball came out, a flag on the play. That was an in-air at snap, and the quarterback was say, I am so glad for the best whistle I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it was a false start long before they got going, but
Well, that would have been a snap over the head, and that would have been a fumble recovery, and, boy, the momentum would have just shifted right there.
I could feel the excitement in Brennan Morgan as that snap went just by Adcock, and I felt like he was just
A scoop and score. That's right. That's right. Oh, and then the whistle, and Adcock says, I'm so glad it was a false start. Well, they had this before, and they had back-to-back penalties, a first down and 15. Man in motion going the far side of the field, little swing motion coming to the near side, and runs out of real estate right at the 19-yard line. Great defensive stop by Marlow.
Yeah, good defense. That was Hewitt, I think, that makes that tackle there. He's all over the field. He's going sideline to sideline.
Coming from that linebacker position.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He's got wheels. He's like, I'm getting out there, baby.
So Marlow and their all whites for those who maybe just be joining us. It's a 7-7 contest in the first quarter. Marlow punched a couple in, and then a field goal late with just seconds left to go to make it 21-10. Straight back to pass, got some time to throw. Steps in the pocket, and then off to the flash to the far side of the field. A little race chase down. He'll look for the sticks, and he'll get it. And, boy, I'll tell you what, he knew the angle, knew where the sticks were, and that was enough for a first down heads-up play by Adcock, the junior.
He just runs outside, gets outside.
And he says, there's my sticks, there's my sticks. And, man, I'll tell you what, he was able to get a 1st and 10, move the chains.
You don't want them to start doing that. You got to set the edge. You got to make sure they have to cut it back, and that's what they did well in the first half. Marlow's got to do that here again in the second half.
So Eufaula with their first possession in the second half finds at least a 1st and 10, move the chains on their first drive. Quarterback keeper with a man in motion coming to the near side and a lead blocker, and gets up to about the 34-yard line.
And that was a really good hit by Mariquin. I don't know if you could feel that or not, Chris, but I felt it up here.
Oh, it was helmet right in the chest. It jarred him.
Well, you said that in the first half. And what would you expect? Hard-hitting football in the semifinals, the rights to play for a gold ball. Eufaula has never gotten past a semifinal game in 5 attempts. This is their 6th, and they'd like to advance. Back in the shotgun formation, straight back to pass, looking downfield, sets up in the pocket, on loads and throws, and that's going to be, and that Jace Gilbert came down with a tip away at the last second, and that's a great quarterback tip down from the secondary.
Yeah, that's the second time the quarterback took a big hit too. Getting rid of that ball, but boy, he still took a good hit.
Who's number 60?
Brennan Morgan. Yeah, wow. Brennan Morgan coming from that defensive end position on the far side.
Yeah, he's chasing down from the backside.
Yeah, he had a head of steam going.
Yeah.
Brings up a 3rd down and 6 right outside the 35-yard line with 10:28 left to go here in the third quarter. Adcock backing in the shotgun formation. Loads and throws. And that was dangerously, but it was in and out of the hands of the intended receiver of Caden Bumgarner, the 5'11 junior.
If you're Eufaula, you're not happy with that series. You sure didn't want to, have one first down and then have to punt this ball here. You really need to get something going here in the second half.
Yeah, I think you're right, Chris. Just coming out and, Jay, sorry. They really needed to do something there.
Punter stands back at his 19. Return man, this is going to go high, but it's not going to be field. It's just going to go bounced at the 40-yard line as out of bounds. So the first possession from Eufaula.
We got a flag here.
And we got a flag on the play.
Unsportsmanlike here.
Okay. Well, and Eufaula fans are excited because they think it's going to go up against Marlow. Whitecap's going to come over here and give us what the call is.
I don't know.
I don't know who it's on, but I guarantee it's on somebody.
They're taking a Marlow football.
Looks like he's facing the other, like he's going to go the other way.
Yeah, they took a football from Marlow, so.
Give us the call, man.
Well, he's going to come. We're going to find out what we're going to tell the coach over here on this side before we go to the press box. We got going here. Following this.
It was definitely a dead ball foul.
Yeah. Clock stays at 10:18 remaining here in the third quarter as we start second half action. 21-10, Marlow leads in a great stop, but it's a personal foul against Marlow. And so Eufaula and the Ironheads say, we like that, push him back. So what would have been started at the 40-yard line will be outside the 26-yard line, right at the 25. With 10:18, that was the first possession for Eufaula. Gets stopped by the Marlow Outlaws, and now they'll get their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, if you're Marlow, man, you do not want to give away yards. You don't want to do that, and I didn't see what happened, but that's just something you'd never want to do.
Gilbert will get a new play call from the sideline. Got a man in motion, that's Avery, and then this is going to be whistled dead with a flag in the play. More than likely, that's going to be false start.
Yep.
So that's going to be going in the wrong direction if you're a Marlow Outlaw fan. Back-to-back penalties for, first off, a 15-yarder, tack on another 5, and you're going in the wrong direction. Now you're back at your own 20.
You couldn't get much more energy out of this stadium. This place is packed. There are people standing around. You look across at the Marlow folks, and they're standing along the fence lines. They run out of space. It's what an atmosphere.
It's playoff football in Oklahoma. Got to love that.
Yeah,
some playing for state finals, and we're right here in the semifinals. Not quite there yet. In Class 2A, going to empty the backfield. Oh, looks to load and throw, and the quarterback goes down. Gilbert on a quarterback sack, and the design blitz from the edge comes up big.
Well, you just see him get this. He's just gets right to him. Hits him up a little high, though. Don't want to get a helmet or face mask or something crazy there.
So it brings up a second down and 21.
Yeah, he was looking.
Fourth sack for Eufaula tonight.
He was looking for Kyle Wilson out of that tight end position, just a hot route right up the middle, and just didn't have the time to get rid of it.
9:39 here in the third quarter. First possession for Marlow. A little quick pitch on the edge to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Tight ropes around the sideline. Gets the first down in 10. Move the chains right outside the 39-yard line.
Is that another flag?
Yeah, it looks like we got a flag back here on the 20.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's a flag on the 20, and there's one up here on the 40, I think.
Okay, so we're going to have 2 flags. So a great 1st and 10 pitch. We saw that earlier about getting out on the edge and that toss sweep, and that's what set them up for their first score in the first half, but they're marching backwards. Holding is the call.
Wow, what a great run just to be wiped off the board.
It was 22, a 20-yard run there to get wiped away on a holding penalty.
Yeah, and the spot foul to make it a second down and 26 right outside your own 9-yard line.
Man, you're going the wrong way.
Yeah, they started the ball would have been without the penalty on their own 40-yard line, believe it or not, but the penalty backed them up, and they've gone in reverse ever since. Second and 26 for Gilbert and company. Got a man in motion going the far side of the field. Let's see what Coach dials up with 9:28 left to go here in the third quarter. Going to have tight end, package, heavy left. 6 seconds on the play clock. Gilbert will shift over with 2 seconds, down to 1, and they finally get it snapped off. Quarterback draw right up the middle and gets to only the 10-yard line, to the original line of scrimmage. Don't want to do anything stupid down here is what they would say with a coach, with a third down and 24.
Yeah, I think your defense is held, man, and so right here I just think you gotta be safe and not try to do anything crazy.
Yeah, you'd much rather punch yourself out of here than give up something here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm looking for number 12 over the middle if he's out there.
Well, we tried in that first half. You remember, going to roll out. Gilbert looking to throw. Going to set up the throw, and there's Avery. And that is a pitch and catch for the first down. Can you believe it? It's inside the 46-yard line. What a pitch and catch. You dial it up with a third down and forever, and you get it.
6'5", 185-pound junior. Avery Payne. It pays to be 6'5".
Yeah. Well, the other kid had no choice. He's like, I can't even jump that high. There's no way.
Yeah.
To keep the drive alive for the Outlaws and play keep away with the lead at 8:38 left to go in the third and extend the drive after those massive penalties. And Avery will be one of the receivers on the far side of the field, along with Bergner. And Gilbert and company after a big third down conversion. It's going to be a handoff. Goes up the middle, up around the 49. This reminds me of this team, by the way, Jay, and we were talking about this at the half. Jace Gilbert talked about this, is 4th and 19. And what that means for Marlow, they were within seconds to win last year in a quarterfinal. They got beat on a play of 4th and 19, converted, got the score, and took Marlow's heart right out of their chest and lost that quarterfinals last year.
Yeah, you got to keep playing. You got to play hard. You got the lead here. You sure want to extend it if you can.
So it brings up a 2nd down and 8, close to midfield, with 7:48 left to go here in the third. Avery will be the lone receiver here on the near side. Deere will have him defensively. Rolling out, they're going to go away from that. Jace Gilbert with a pitch and throw, just a jump ball up, and then trying to go for Will Bergner. And he just, I think he's got a cramp. He went up, and he just immediately come up, and, the fluids, because it's been a warm day.
Yeah, he's got a cramp. He grabbed his toe immediately trying to get rid of the cramp, but he wasn't going to let him intercept that ball.
So Bergner with a one-on-one 50-50 ball. The Clinton Red Tornadoes up big over Tuttle 35-0 in the Class 4A state title ball game. Up there in Edmond, we'll keep you up to date with some of the other scores, especially on the other side of the bracket with Washington and Beggs. That winner will face the winner of this ball game in the state final next week. Back in the shotgun formation. It's going to be a quarterback pitch, going out the edge again, and gets tackled at the 45-yard line.
This is 4-down territory here, I think. I think you go here.
Okay, as they cross midfield and going to extend an opportunity of 4th down. Now, see, the thing is, your quarterback is also your punter and your place kicker. And you're right, Jay. It looks like they are going to try, if you need a yard, let's get a yard. Maybe this big, heavy package with quarterback run. Oh, and then they're going to get a free one. I think this is going to be a hard count, and the Marlow faithful on the away side got enough cheer that I can hear it from this side of the window.
Yeah.
Yep, encroachment, there it is. So you fake it, you get the first down, move the chains, and you play keep away from Eufaula with a 21-10 lead. Remember, this ball was deep back in their own territory with penalty after penalty after penalty, and a 3rd down and long got the conversion for the Marlow Outlaws to keep the drive alive.
Eufaula has seen that package a couple of times on the goal line, so they knew that, hey, when this package comes in, it's going to be good for a couple of yards, and they were just able to draw them off.
So we're going to keep the drive alive. Ooh, wow, what a stick right there. And Gilbert's going to feel that tomorrow. That's an ice bath coming. Right here is the stick. Oh, and that's the way football is supposed to be played.
And Bergner's still down the side over there. They're trying to get that cramp out. He still hasn't been able to come back and play.
And we'll have to keep an eye on that for number 12. Yeah, just fluids really difficult when you're playing, and he's playing both sides of the ball. It's 6:10 remaining here in this third quarter. Marlow with the ball right outside the 39-yard line. Man in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and he's thrown down after the exchange to get down to about the 39-yard line and make up a 3rd down and long. 3rd down and about 9.
They're trying to do man-to-man with Payne. I'm thinking I've got to get the ball out here to him and take my chances.
Yeah, well, and one of your weapons is down, like you say. Bergner is still down on the ground. They're just trying to massage that out. They're going to finally stand him up. But, you kind of have to work that out, get fluids in them. Because in first part of December, you wouldn't expect temperatures like this. Almost 80 degrees. Yeah. This is like early fall weather. So a 3rd down and long. We saw a big long conversion before. Let's see what Gilbert and company dials up. Looking to pass. Oh, a little slant, and that's going to be picked off. And this is going to come around the edge and then go out of bounds. So
they were looking for Payne there.
You waited for that.
But on a crossing route.
Yeah, it was just it looked like a quick slant that Payne couldn't catch up to the ball. And then guess who's there? Yep. Mr. Deere, Khalil Deere, has 4 interceptions last week, gets 1 this week. Yeah. And now the tides have turned. Eufaula's got the ball, and
a little bit of momentum coming back the other way in the semifinal contest, 21-10. 5 minutes remain here in the third quarter. So Adcock and company will try to respond. Luke The junior at quarterback, under center, toss, halfback, another reverse. Coming back, Deere looking to throw. Sets up, tries to run. A long heave-ho, loads and throws, and that's going to be kicked off. That's going to be a pick by the young man that had the cramp. Bergner comes in and makes an interception on the first play as he returns, and the big, long trick play does not work. Back-to-back turnovers, and the Outlaws have the ball.
He's still gimpy. He's going off the field now. He's like, I'm still having cramps.
I'm hurting, but I'm okay for an interception. Yeah.
He went down pretty hard on his ribs on the football, so hopefully it's still just a cramp.
All right, so back-to-back turnovers. Momentums keep shifting, and we're at the 4:49 mark of this third quarter. Marlow up 21-0.
Hey, what an arm by Khalil Deere.
Yes. And you set up with a fake reverse, then he sets up, and he was determined to throw. I thought he would take it and run at one point, but he was still looking to try to make the big threat throw.
I'm going to throw this no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
So Gilbert with the fake handoff, quarterback keeps his feet moving as he churns up to about the 41-yard line and then taken down there.
2 minutes left in the third quarter. Washington and Beggs. Beggs scores. Washington leads 14-6.
14-6 and a barn burner on the other side of the bracket to try to see who can punch their ticket to the state finals next week at Edmond. 4:20 left to go. We're glad that you could join us here on the NFHS Network, part of the Oklahoma Sports Network, affiliate for NFHS, and semifinal football action. Got a man in motion. It's going to be a fake to the motion man, handoff, trying to go off tackle, and nothing doing as everybody stayed at home from Eufaula, but gets up to about the 44-yard line. Going to bring up a third down and about 5.
Well, that was the same play they ran earlier. It was so successful when they run the guy across, and then they come back to the side. The only thing was this time they flipped it to the other side.
Yeah, and I still have to say they're going to give it to that motion man.
Yeah.
I
think so too.
Well, and Bergner will come back in. Remember, he has been cramping up, but he made the interception on his first return back on defense. And we're stacked up with heavy twins on the far side. Fake toss, coming back the other way. Oh, and it's wide open to the 40, 35, 30, to the 20. It's a foot race to the 10, down to the 5. He'll go, he'll cross, he'll score. Touchdown, Marlow.
Julian Merriquin out of the backfield.
Look at this play again, an instant replay. You see this?
Just runs a wheel route right there, coming out of the backfield, and he's gone. And then when he gets caught, he stops, puts the brakes on.
Yeah.
Well, he also switches the ball right there. And then he gives a little stiff arm there, and it says, I am not to be denied.
I'm crossing that goal line, baby.
And wow.
So it makes it 27-10 with 3:08 left to go here in the third, and the PAT coming up from Gilbert.
Great play call, too. I mean, that.
Yeah, there's a lot of chess match between these two coordinators. You can definitely see. What a great game to be a part of. But we're not over yet, so if you packed it in early, this game has gone back and forth with some of the momentum shifts. It's good for Gilbert's PAT to make it 28-10 with 3:08 left to go in the third. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Feet. We use them every day. Working, playing, and usually taking them for granted. If your feet hurt, see the professionals at Southwest Foot and Ankle Clinic. They've been serving Southwest Oklahoma for the past 36 years, providing the highest quality care and combining the latest technology with old-fashioned Oklahoma compassion. With 3 locations to serve you, Lawton, Duncan, and Altus. Call today or visit us online at swokfoot.com.
Yeah, you love yards after catch, 57 of them to the house. 3 plays, 62 yards, Gilbert to Merriquin, and that wheel route was good to put a really big statement for Marlow Outlaw football offensively with 3:08 left to go in the third, up 28-10.
Yeah, Julian Merriquin's just another tool in the toolbox, and when when Bergner has to go out with a cramp, you still got to defend against Mariquin and Payne and Baron Gage, who's coming in, and Adley Ellsworth. There's a lot to still defend here. So,
kickoff brought to you by Outlaw Tunnel and Liquor, 1508 Northwest 81 Highway, the least expensive gas in town. Kicked and going to go in the end zone for a touchback, just like you'd see if you design it. The only thing is, and Jay and I have called a game, remember, where our kicker was kicking in the back of the end zone, and then it got to a cold winter-like day in a state final game, and it didn't reach the end zone. And like what you said with Cashahall last week, it didn't go in the end zone. It was caught, and it was taken to the house for 90.
Yeah. I think, of course, being 80 degrees today sure helps that football kind of compress down a little bit and go a little further.
Backs against the wall, Adcock and company, and the shotgun formation is going to be a handoff, trying to go to the far side of the field. Handoff to over there to Matt Clover. And Clover, the 5'10", 190-pound senior that's got 1,500 or 1,600 yards rushing on the season.
Brendan Morgan there, number 60 for the Outlaws, staying at home.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's staying at home, fighting off blocks, just doing what he does.
Him and 61 just are unbelievable.
Yeah.
So Adcock back in the shotgun formation. Flushed out of the pocket, looking for a little blitz package. Steps in the pocket to throw, and then it's taken down. Nowhere to throw. Coverage sack. Gets back up to about the 19-yard line.
There's just not much there for Eufaula right now. I mean, there's just nothing there.
Well, they're coming off the edge, and then they're making you step up, and then there's nowhere to throw. And, you don't want to throw another interception like you did last time. You just want to throw one up.
And Marlow's making it look like they're playing man on the outside, but they're really got the high safety. So when Bergner comes across, he's just double covering on the outside. On anywhere 10 goes is where he goes.
Yeah. It's hard to look downfield, though, for Adcock when you're running for your life back there.
Right.
Trips here on the near side. 3rd down and 11, right outside the 19. Quarterback looking to throw. Across the middle, boy, that's a cross and almost intercepted, and that gets incomplete.
Case Rich had that in his hands. That was so close. I mean, it was a good dive. It couldn't hold on to it.
Well, what a good third quarter when you come out 21-10. You punch it in for another score, and there's only 1:41 left to go in the third, and we'll only have about 13 minutes and 41 seconds left in this contest.
You got to feel good if you're a Marlow Outlaw right now, for sure.
Well, you got to stay for 4 quarters. Punter will stand back at his 5. Return man will be at midfield. Will that be Bergner? He's usually the return man.
That's him.
Okay, so cramp and all, he's still out there. Oh, wow, this is delayed, and this is going to be a chase down ugly as it gets back down to about the 7-yard line. And we'll see that on instant replay.
I almost think that they were going to
fake it. Going to go for it? Wow. And it's just.
I think they were going to fake it.
In that territory, well, I know it's your season and you're trying to do something, but maybe, unless that was a busted play, but you're right, Jay, unless you were in the coach's box, I don't know what that was dialed up.
I don't know.
I seen the play clock was down to almost 0. They snapped it with like 1 second left. I couldn't really even see what happened. But
it looked like he was really trying to. At first I thought he was going to try to throw it.
I couldn't tell if the snap actually skipped.
I know that was the strange thing about it. I don't think that you'd want to try something back there because it's first and goal right outside the 8 and a red zone opportunity by Outlaw Fitness. 24-hour access. Give them a call. Ooh, a nice stick there in Ameriquin. 24-hour access, tanning beds, and of course weights, cardio. Give them a call, 580-641-1789 at 222 West Main in Marlow. Outlaw Fitness, your red zone sponsor.
Jay, I think Matt Clover's figured out this little option pitch to Mariquin that's been going for 20 or 25 yards. Yeah, he was right there.
We're going to take him.
Yeah.
We're down to a minute here in the third quarter as Gilbert will get a new play call back in the shotgun formation. And that's a run-pass option quarterback keep as he reads the defensive end, doesn't give the dish handoff, takes it, but gets brought down at about the 15-yard line and bring up a 3rd down and goal.
Well, I'm not doing anything crazy here because I got a field goal kicker than kicking from midfield.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I mean, gee, I'm going to get up 31-10.
We got a down Marlow Outlaw on the far side of the field. And Mariquin is what I'm being told is the down Outlaw.
He just got smacked pretty hard.
Yeah.
And they're kind of tend to him.
They're laying the wood right now, I'm telling you.
Well, they're not going to.
This has been a battle the whole game. I mean, they've been out there punching each other in the face the whole game.
The best in the Final Four of Class 2A, one game away from a state final. And Gilbert, with a third down and goal right outside the 15-yard line, will be empty backfield. Back to pass.
He's got him.
Under pressure. Decides to run. Ooh, man, that was going to be a little outlet pass there, and that was caught up defensively, and that gets thrown incomplete.
He rolls to the left, but if he turns back, he's got him standing out here in the end zone by himself.
Yeah.
There's nobody within 15 yards. Nobody.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you can't see that.
No, he's rolling left.
And guess what, Jay? I think you're gonna see what we came here to see.
Exactly.
A 31-yard field goal attempt. Ball will be placed right outside the 21.
College coaches, if you're looking, he's a kicker.
So Jace Gilbert to try to add another 3. Ball down, kick up, kick on its way, and see how high it goes. This kick is no good.
Oh, wow. And you can't even see because it's so high.
No, it's so high. And so a missed field goal by Gilbert. And I don't know has he had a miss this year?
So he had a miss against Chandler, and it was a 30-yarder into about a 50-mile-an-hour wind. It took off that high, and the wind blew it back to this side of the goalpost. So he had a miss against Chandler, and then this one here.
Well, so you don't get too many opportunities, but in high school football, no matter where you try to kick the field goal, if it's missed, you go to the 20-yard line, and so that will be 1st and 10. For Eufaula in this semifinal game with 13 seconds remain here in the third. 28-10 the score. Handoff up the middle, skates, and then loses his balance, dives forward to about the 25-yard line.
Man, if Matt Clover does not trip right there,
there's a problem.
There was some green.
Well, that's going to end the third quarter. You're going to see some teammates put 4 in their hands to point forward to say fourth quarter. We're going to the final 12 minutes of this one. To punch your ticket to state. 28-10 after 3 quarters of play. Marlow leads. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
Well, welcome back to Putnam City semifinal for a great atmosphere, great weather, great stadium. They've picked it right. The OSSAA and NFHS Network. Giuseppe's is your 4th and final period sponsor. Southern Oklahoma's favorite Italian dining located in the heart of Marlow's historic downtown at 203 West Main Street. It's Giuseppe's.
I'm going to tell you, they got some good food. I love to go there and eat.
Oh, man, I ate there yesterday.
There you go.
It's making me hungry again. I'm like, woo.
Want to thank our title sponsor, Great Plains Kubota Marlow Football, brought to you by Great Plains Kubota, the brand that serves. So we're in the 4th and final period. 12 minutes left to go in this one. It's an 18-point lead, 2-score lead by the Marlow Outlaws. 12 minutes to go to punch your ticket to state. And Eufaula has something to say about it. With a great season and only 1 loss. Great output for both these teams in quarterfinals last week. Straight back to pass for Adcock. Sets up the screen nicely at the 25 to the 30. Tries for the strip and not the tackle, and then still gets away from 1 and 2. Pushes the pile to the 40, 43, then the 44-yard line. See, instead of the tackle, you look for strips, and you gain extra momentum.
Well, you get it at about the 25, and you start really tackling at about the 35. But he pushes you to the 40, and then he pushes you to the 45.
Yeah. So Mr. Deere running like one.
He ain't easy to bring down, I can tell you that.
Gets a 1st and 10, move the chains, and we're talking close to let's try to get to midfield for Eufaula and the Ironheads. Little flare screen out to the near side. Got a flag in the play to the 42, 40, 35, then down to about the 33-yard line, and we'll check what this flag is. It could be coming back.
It's holding.
We got 2 of them.
Yeah, I think we got holding back here. So
this one here is going to be a face mask, I think.
Oh, you think they're going to be offsetting? We'll see.
May have
chop block. That's what he said. So the white cap is already going to say chop block, and Eufaula fans not happy with that call. Chop block against Eufaula. Oh, and then face mask against Marlow. Penalties offset, and we go replay the down. So now, just when they thought they were going to say boo, they said, oh, no, that's okay. They're offsetting.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
We'll take that.
So it just replay the down.
If you're Marlow, you're definitely going to take that because that negates a great catch and yards after by Bryce Newby, who just, gets a great catch and gets, 10 or 12 yards after catch.
Well, and only not even 30, just a little over 30 seconds. 32 seconds has only come off the clock. 11:28 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Just underway and close to midfield for Eufaula. The Ironheads in the battle of the bands starting up. Straight back to pass. Looking downfield. Got some time to throw. Loads and throws. It's a pitch and catch right to the 40, and he drops it at the end right at the 40-yard line. Boy, that's what you need. You need to, and I know as a coach you just say, just catch the ball. We just need the catch.
Yeah.
And it's away from number 10 because that was number 3. I got to go find him on my roster. That is going to be Jaden Bray. He's only a sophomore, 6 foot, 185-pound sophomore playing in the semifinal game, trying to make a difference. Trips here on the near side, get a new play call from the sideline, and the clock stops with the incomplete pass at 11:13 left to go in this contest. Down to 4 seconds on the shot clock. Straight back to pass, under some pressure. Oh, and then, man, that was kind of you throw the in that was thrown on the out, so it was just kind of not connected over, trying to go over to Bryce Newby.
Newby just running a drag route across the middle, and it just got thrown behind him. But that's good news for the Outlaws because there was definitely some room for him.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 10. I think I'm going to put Randy, I'm going to put you in charge of checking the score as much as possible for that other side of the bracket. See if because they were a little bit ahead of us. Straight back to pass for Adcock. Looked like the screen was going to set up. Now he wants to load and throw, but he's chased down and a quarterback sack. Well, actually a run. He's going to get tackled at about the 48-yard line. Had to take it and run another coverage tackle.
4th down here, and if I'm the coach of the Ironheads, I'm saying, hey, let's go.
Right. Well, at some point you got to go.
Well, you're right. I mean, you're going to have to rely on your defense. You're right. I mean,
scores.
This is and it's 10 minutes, and Marlow can take a 5-minute drive, and that's one of yours right there that you're going to need. So I know that both teams have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, but it's 4th down and going for it. Both standing up to cheer on their team. Straight back to pass, looking down to throw, and this is going to be almost picked up by Avery, and that's going to be incomplete.
Man, Avery Payne just playing.
I guess it's best to just let that lay down and not take the pick.
Yeah, center field there, just kind of sitting back there, seeing the ball coming. He's big, tall, able to jump up, get that ball knocked down, so turnover.
Yeah.
Turnover on downs is better than the interception of where the ball would be because decent field position for Marlow as they're inside Eufaula territory right outside the 48-yard line.
If you're listening or watching, Washington's still leading Beggs 14-6 in the 4th.
Tight one there, and we'll have to kind of see how that one unfolds because they were a little bit ahead of this game. They were in the half before we quite got there.
Yeah, they got 6 minutes in the 4th.
Okay, and we're at 10:19 here. Ooh. We got a change at quarterback as Gilbert's not in, and this is going to be a handoff going to the far side. I wonder what the storyline is with that.
That is
because Cade Gilbert, that's his brother.
Yep, the younger brother.
Okay, so Cade came in for a play 5'10" sophomore and 165 pounds.
Yeah, we watched him in practice the other day, Eric, and he's got a really good arm.
Yeah, you told me about his arm strength, yeah.
He's got a really good arm.
So it's a 2nd down and 14, ball placed right outside as the loss of yards. You'll trade over from the 48 to the 48 the other way, back into Marlow territory with 9:39 left to go here in this contest. Winner advances to the state gold ball next week. Mariquin off to the races as he crosses the midfield into the 30, down to about the 28-yard line, and that is all running back play. Look at the speed, his cutback, his vision.
Well, he's just a hard runner. He runs downhill. He's just a good runner.
Well, and you play keep away, too. You got the lead. You got the ball. 9:20 left to go in this contest, and Gilbert will take a little bit of time with 16 seconds left to go on the play clock. 9:12 on the big clock, so he'll probably get it down to about 3 to 4 seconds before he snaps this one. Now you're playing a little bit of clock management from the coaching staff. Down to 3 on the play clock. And, wow, it's kind of I'm glad that Gilbert held on to it, because instead of handing it off to Mariquin, they were either going to take the ball or the exchange, one or the other, right there at the line of scrimmage.
It just never developed, Jay. Like he went for the handoff and it never happened. Well,
they had great penetration right up the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just nothing there.
8:39 left to go in this one. Back in the shotgun formation. Get a new play call. And they'll let a lot of time come off because they got 10 seconds on the play clock. 8:24 and counting here on the fourth quarter. Going to be a quarterback draw, and he is going to go off tackle to the near side to get back some of those lost yards to make up a 2nd down and 10 right outside the 27-yard line.
If you're a fan of the Clinton Red Tornadoes in the fourth quarter, Clinton's beaten Tuttle 35-0.
Yeah, that's really a statement there in Class 4A.
Yeah, the number 1 Tuttle Tigers in Class 4A.
I know. Well, but look at the tradition and the history of Clinton.
And
how many state titles they've run.
Yeah. Arthur's played them so many times I can't tell you.
Straight back to pass for Gilbert. Sets and throws. Going for a one-on-one 50-50 ball, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to go. And we got another cramp. No, he's going to get up.
He had it in his hands, too.
Yeah,
he could have caught
trying to go with the 50-50 ball with Bill Bergner, and that's just going to fall incomplete. Fourth down.
Brett Pippinger on the defensive play there, man. He just gets his hand up in there. That's just great defense, really.
Oh, yeah.
Clock will stop at 7:40 left to go in this contest.
It's field goal time. I'm telling you that right now.
You're right.
Again.
You're
I'm
right.
never gonna quit going.
But they're not going to do that. I think you're right.
I'm kicking it.
They're not going to do that here.
I'm kicking it.
I wish they would have, because we could see that again. But Gilbert's going to. No, they're going to call.
They're going to call
timeout.
They're going to kick it.
And no, we're going to see if they kick it. Right after this timeout. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sign Company has been serving Oklahoma and surrounding states for over 60 years. As a family-owned business, our focus has always been on driving people to your door, not just selling you a sign. From custom sign design and manufacturing to installation and service, AeroSign has the knowledge and experience to deliver the ideal sign for you while using materials of the highest quality to ensure that your sign will look great for years and years to come. We design and manufacture our signs for longevity, so you get the greatest return on investment possible. AeroSign Company, helping your business thrive since 1955.
All right, back here at Putnam City, host of the semifinals between the Marlow Outlaws and the Eufaula Ironheads. 28-10. Marlow leads with 7:40 left to go in this contest, but it's a 4th down and decision time, as it doesn't look like they're going to. We said the shoe guy, which means Jace Gilbert changes out shoes to kick, has not come out to kick, so they called timeout. Want to try to keep this drive going. If they can just convert, I would say go to the sticks, get the first down. Don't worry about a bigger play.
Yeah, 7:40 in the game. I definitely think you're looking for Avery Payne at the sticks here.
Let's see what Gilbert and company offensively will dial up. He'll check his offense. Bergner will come in a little bit tighter.
Motion again.
And he'll go motion to Bergner. It's going to be a handoff to Bergner. And then there's a miss, and then there's going to come up and pick it up on the exchange. So that was ugly to uglier.
That's what we've been waiting on, and they ran him back across. And
the timing wasn't right. He kind of had to hesitate.
Well,
and
he had to kind of slow down a little
Slow
bit.
down,
That wasn't exactly right.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a turnover on downs if it was a pass play. And so if you're Marlow, you say, well, that's not too bad. You would have liked to kept that going. But new life in Eufaula. Backs against the wall, down 2 scores. 28-10 with 7:34 left to go here in this contest.
Jay was looking for a field goal there.
I looked for it. I kept thinking, come on.
Adcock under some duress. Little throw. And then threw dangerously in there in their Bergner's way, trying to go to Deere. And Khalil was not able to pick that up. Remember, this young man had 4 interceptions last week and 3 touchdowns. He's a phenomenal athlete. And you kind of, I'm sure that all week long they had someone in a red Target 10 jersey to say, wherever 10 is, we're going.
Yeah.
Well, Bergner's got them all standing there looking over their shoulder, don't they?
Yeah. I think the footsteps of Bergner, everyone down there is hearing it.
It's going to be a fake handoff, sweep to Deere here on the near side. Got the block, 35-40. Spin move at the 50, shucks off some defenders, still on his feet, and gets pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line. A great pitch and catch, and that's what Deere is capable of doing. That's what we just said. And look at that. Get the block, and then the extra yards inside Marlow territory, fighting for their lives, fighting for every down, every inch, with 7:17 left to go in this contest.
Yeah, there needs to be a sense of urgency here, too, for Eufaula with 7:17.
And Marlow can't get complacent as they are doing this sense of urgency, and a quick play with trips on the far side. Back to pass to throw, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to go over to Tyler Lee, the 6'1" senior.
Well, and Marlow knows that you're going to have to throw the ball, so they're backing out. You got a lot of linebackers backing out, and so the coverage is really tight.
So 7-12. Remain in this one. And boy, that's a name that we've not called back out, trying to get the running back into play, back over to Matt Clover. And a halfback pass goes to the far side of the field.
Yeah, Case Rich over there on the cornerback position. He's seen this tonight a couple of times, but what he does is he turns that back inside so William Hewitt can come down the side, down the line, and make that tackle. Good
now
job.
The clock is going to roll. It's 6:41, so just almost halfway through this quarter. Trying to knock on the door. Adcock over to Deere, gets that block again, trying to get outside the edge, and then gets pushed out of bounds as he crosses about the 26-yard line. So Deere, all he needs is one block, and look how he gets sprung.
Yeah, another first down there.
And I just want to say that the blocking that Eufaula receivers right now, I mean, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Khalil Deere is fast, and he's doing a lot of great stuff. But these guys are staying on blocks, holding blocks, and really springing him out so he can get those extra yards.
So Adcock will have trips on the far side. Straight back to pass, quarterback draw, right up the middle. Tucks it and runs. Gets down to about the 24-yard line. Clock will roll at 6:20. Brings up a second down and 7. And we are going to approach the halfway mark of this one. But hold the phone. A score here, and there's plenty of time. Eufaula showing life in this late fourth quarter. Fake to Clover, and then a pitch out pass to him to the far side as he almost escapes and dives his way past the first down marker and gets down to about the 15-yard line, so clock will stop until they move the chains.
It's like Joseas Flores limping off the field there.
Well, inside another red zone opportunity from Outlaw Fitness. Going to be rolling out to the near side of the field, looking to throw, and that goes incomplete.
Well, he did the right thing there because there's nothing there. And he didn't want to get it sacked and just throw it away, just get another down.
Yeah. 222 West Main and Marlow, now under new ownership, locally owned. With new equipment, you can get your cardio, you can get your weights, tanning beds, 24-hour access. Call about your membership today, 580-641-1789.
Outlaw owned.
Outlaw owned?
Owned by Outlaws. I love it.
5:45 remain in this contest. Winner advances to the state. And hold the phone because Eufaula is not going away. They're inside with 6 seconds left to go on the play clock with 5:45 on the big clock. It's going to be a fake handoff, bullet strike to Deer, and that's going to be in the end zone for 6. And the PAT coming up, so what do we say? Hold on. Eufaula's not done yet.
Yeah, don't count them out yet, man, for sure.
Well, I never did. I mean, the thing is the way they've been playing, and there's plenty of time with 5:39 left to go in this one. 28-16 in the very important PAT coming up. Looks like they're going to stay for 2.
Yeah, I think you do here because you're going to score 3 times. So
right.
You get here and you do it again. You get down by 2, then you can possibly kick a field goal.
Yeah.
So going for the 2-point conversion, Aycock quarterback keep, and he will be denied at the goal line, right there at the 1. So they tried. 28-16 with 5:39 left to go in the fourth. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Are you looking for more than just a job? Barres Foods in Lawton offers a career with a competitive starting wage, opportunity for advancement, life and health insurance, including medical, dental, and vision, as well as 401k retirement plan. At Barres, you can be proud of a company that gives back to the community. But most of all, you can take pride from making a quality product. Barres Foods, making the best tasting hot dogs and smoked sausages, the food America likes to eat. So come be a part of a winning team and start your path to success today.
All right, back here at Putnam City, host of the semifinals between Eufaula and Marlow. Just scoring for Eufaula. Looks for the onside kick, possibly. That was Adcock to Deer, 67 yards, but a 16-yard pass play for the touchdown. The PAT 2-point try is no good. This is going to get kicked end over end and is going to be fielded about the 6. Taken to the 10, then shake and bake. Avery outside on the edge gets extra yards because you do the out, and then the fake jab step, and gets him the extra yards right up to about the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that's
the 26-yard line. So 5:32, you're going to play keep away here. You're going to really, Jake, clock run management. You're going to try to run the ball as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm going to try to. You need some first downs here. If you're a championship team, you run the ball here. You run most of this clock.
Now Marlow is the only team that's called the timeout in the second half. So Eufaula has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 5:32 left to go in this one. 28-16. Marlow with the lead and with the ball right outside their own 29-yard line. Man in motion. That's Avery. It's going to be a handoff to Merriquin, and he is going to get stuffed right there at the line.
Play.
Yeah,
they run it so many times.
Little dive right up the middle, and there's just too much beef. Helmet comes off there for a Eufaula player. He'll go off for 1 play.
Yeah, this looks like the first couple of minutes of the game. Marlow's trying to feed that ball into the middle, into that box, and Eufaula's just saying, man, we're gonna stack this up, and we're not gonna let you go anywhere.
Yep, sell that out. But the clock will continue to roll at the 5-minute mark of this contest. Gilbert get a new play call with 13 seconds left to go on the play clock. He'll get his offensive line with instructions. Oh, and then there's an exchange between him and Merriquin. Dangerously could have been a fumble recovery. That could have been disastrous for Marlow, but he's able to jump back on it, thankfully, right outside the 25-yard line for the Marlow Outlaws.
They kind of run together when the handoff's happening, and everything went crazy.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 14 with 4:28 left to go.
3 minutes left in the fourth quarter on Washington Beggs. Washington still leads 14-6.
Man, that thing can switch in a heartbeat, in games like that. But tight, close. Washington trying to punch their ticket to a 2A state final. Marlow Outlaws trying to do the same. And that handoff's going to be nothing doing. Bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Marlow Outlaws. Jace Gilbert set to back to punt. 4th down and 14 on their own 25. See, they're really milking the clock now with 3:47, 26 seconds on the play clock, and they'll get this one down. It'll probably be about in the 3:20 range by the time, unless they call timeout right before and then kick it. Could probably do that.
You said it, though. Eufaula hasn't taken a timeout yet.
No, we've taken
half,
two, or taken one through 3:27 left to go, down to 5 seconds on the play clock.
He's going to call it about 1 second.
They'll call it right here, and he does. So a timeout is called with 3:19 left to go in this contest. We'll be back right after this. You're watching semifinal football on the NFHS Network.
Bundle bakery favorites like a tasty apple fritter, sweet cinnamon roll, or blueberry muffin with any size soft drink or premium roast coffee for just $3.
All right, back here with 3:19 left to go, and they milk this one down to call their second timeout. They have one remaining. Gilbert will stand back at his own 12 for a punt with a 4th down at 14 out their side. Their 25-yard line up 28-16. Want to get this one away. And Gilbert gets all of that and then some. Up in the lights, backpedaled, and taken back at the 25-yard line. Missed by the one gunner. Up the field, then still on his feet, and gets up to about the 36, 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for Eufaula with 3:06 left to go in this one, and we got an update over on the other side of the bracket.
Well, it looks like Washington begs now. Washington still leads 14. Beggs must have scored a safety there. 14-8 is the score now.
14-8, and so they'll get the ball back unless they already have and done nothing with it, so we'll keep our eye on that one. Boy, just the touchdown will tie it, and the PAT could win it. 15-14, a little halfback pass action coming up by Deere. Looking to throw, but no. Downfield has to run with it and then gets pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So you saw, and Bergner was down there. There was a host of others that was not going to fall for that, for the Deere run. And we saw that set-up throw in the first half.
Well, the big ones for Marlow, they whoa out.
They
have run sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
They have played a heck of a game.
Hey, they have been chasing him all over the field.
I'm telling you.
Straight back to pass. Sets up to throw. Oh, he's got a wide open receiver and a slant. Gets down to about the 45-yard line, making it interesting. Stop the clock, move the chains, and we've got, a flag on the play?
Yeah, flag about the 41-yard line.
Flag back on the other side over on the Marlow's bench side of the ball. And the white cap will talk to our sideline judge there. Clock is at 2:51. Illegal shift against, that hurts. Eufaula.
Well, it really hurts because you just had a first down.
Yeah.
Well, that's happened to Eufaula a couple times, and I've had some really good plays called back on penalties. You definitely can't afford that this late in the game.
Well, 2:51. Time is not on your side. They have all 3 timeouts.
Go final.
Straight back to pass. Oh, man, he makes the man miss, then gets pushed out at midfield. Little pitch and catch over to Caden Bumgarner.
He gets the first down.
It's the first down Stops the clock to move the chains right across midfield, half a field to work with, to trying to make this one interesting. Eufaula not going away. Winner advances to the state final and a gold ball opportunity next week. Boy, that was thrown a little bit faster. It would have been connected, but falls.
It was tipped.
Yeah.
Tipped drill, okay, and then was able to get the catch, and it's going to be a 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Hewitt coming from the linebacker blitz just gets a hand up and gets that tipped.
2:21 remain in this contest. Right back to pass. Adcock going to throw, and a little bit high, and that's going to fall incomplete.
Well, he puts a little heat on that one, so he's getting it out there in a hurry. A little hard for him to come down with.
Yeah, Outlaws bringing pressure too. Both of those last 2 plays have had somebody coming into the backfield, giving Adcock a little bit of trouble.
Big 3rd down here for Eufaula. You've got to convert. You're definitely in 2-down territory no matter where you're at now.
Well, this is the ball game. This is your season. 2:15 remain. 28-16. Marlow leads. With the ball, Eufaula. Back to pass. Steps into the pocket. Out to throw. And that is, and then incomplete.
No, it's a catch. I think it's a catch.
Oh, he say it's a catch, and then he stepped out of bounds?
Too. Yeah, I think it's a catch. He steps out of bounds and he knocks the ball out of his hand. Let's look at it again. We'll see it as he throws the ball here. He's got it and steps out, and it's just wiped out of his hand. I think it's a catch.
He didn't complete the catch?
Now, this is
wow,
this is not NFL, though.
All right, so there it is. So outside the 29-yard line, keeps the drive alive with 2:07 left to go in this contest. Eufaula trying to make a statement. They want to try to get a score and an onside kick. Making exciting things here late in the 4th quarter with 2:07 left to go here in this 4th quarter. Adcock, straight back to pass, going to throw. Little outlet. He shutterbugs, wanting to see if they was going to commit. Goes out of bounds as Bumgarner to stop the clock. And it brings up a 2nd down and short right outside the 22-yard line with 2:02 remaining in this contest.
Well, Marlow's willing to give those passes up. That's 3 or 4 or 5 yards at whack. Here you are.
Right outside the red zone. And the 2-minute mark. Adcock straight back to pass, looking downfield. Oh, and that skips on the turf. Couldn't even go over to Caden Bumgarner that time. And brings up a 3rd down. 4-down territory, though. We're just under 2 minutes with 1:59 remaining in this contest. Marlow remembers being defeated last year with a 4th down and 19 in the quarterfinals. They went undefeated last year with a 9-0 record. They were not able to play 10 games because of COVID. And they've gone undefeated this year up to this point at 13-0, trying to punch their ticket to a state final. 28-16 with a $1:59 left to go. Adcock back to pass and throw. He had a wide open receiver, but found it underneath, and that is incomplete.
Great play by Case Rich.
Trying to go to Deer.
Doing coverage like coverage is supposed to be done. The ball touches the receiver's hands, you make a swipe at it, knock it away. That's how it's supposed to look.
Well, here it is. This is your life in the contest with 4th down and 3. Right outside the 22-yard line with a $1:55 remaining. Adcock will have quads on the other side. There's going to be a timeout because Marlow is not set defensively. That was a good timeout, and they're out of timeouts. And we'll be back with you right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Bridges and Buckner Dentistry at 1802 Northwest 52nd Street has over 32 years of combined experience. They serve Southwest Oklahoma for implant placement and final restorations using guided surgery and CEREC technology. This enables them to do same-day crowns in the office. Call to set up your appointment today or visit them online at bridgesandbucknerdentistry.com.
All right, back here with the 4th down in your season to try to keep the drive alive. It's 4th down and 3 to try to extend the drive on the 22-yard line with a $1:55 left to go in this contest. 28-16, Marlow leads. Winner advances to the state finals next week in Edmond.
If you're outlaw defense here, you need to be stingy. You don't want to let this get away.
Well, you got quads again, empty backfield, quads on the top side of your screen, and Deere, the lone receiver, here on the lower end. Adcock, straight back to pass. Got plenty of time to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, looks to throw, and that's going to be incomplete. Really tried to go right there, and Marlow puts it up for a successful hands in the air with 1:48 remaining, and they'll just kind of chew this clock down.
Case Rich again. I mean, we've called it all night long, but he's just played great defense. Great job.
He's all over the field.
Yeah, great job.
Is it a final in the other bracket?
Yes,
it is?
Done, yes.
So Washington has won
14-8.
14-6. So 14-6 is the final. Washington has punched their ticket, and they will play the Marlow Outlaws. Unless something disaster happens here, as Gilbert will just say keep away and quarterback draw. Lowers his shoulder, gets up to about the 30-yard line. And they'll say,
Eufaula's going to start calling their timeouts here.
well, they're going to have to. So they'll take a timeout. We will take it with them. We'll be back right after this on the NFHS Network.
Dear John, it's over. I've decided to trade you in on a new Kubota from Great Plains. I finally have a tractor that can fulfill my needs. Let's face it, I couldn't rely on you. Besides, with Great Plains special offers on new Kubotas, I get more machine, more power, and more satisfaction. So John, don't be green with envy. There's a new tractor in my life. A strong, handsome machine from Great Plains Kubota.
All right, welcome back here. As I know the fans on the away side ready to celebrate if this clock expires. The first time to punch their ticket to state since 2008. Eufaula, by the way, and Coach, not that there's some kind of, you got to get that off your back, but they have gone 5 times and they have never advanced to the finals. Eufaula has been to this point and never advanced. But, man, they are playing their hearts out for it.
It's heartbreaking because both these teams.
Oh, they both deserve to. And they did.
What a game it's been.
Well, on the other side of the bracket, too. A close game there.
Yeah.
14-6.
Yep.
They're going to sell out with an all-out try to stop. Boy, and I'll tell you what, we got a flag on the play. Comes out late, but quarterback keeper, faked everybody was going to go up the middle, and that's going to be against Marlow. So
legal shift.
Yeah, so they get called on the illegal shift. They'll stop the clock.
My high school football coach, Coach Newby, used to say there's 64 other teams that aren't sitting where you're sitting right now.
Yeah, I know.
So you have done something to be where you are.
Well, I know, and I know there's no moral victories, but, you bring up a good point because there's 32 in most all class sizes in Oklahoma, but 64, there's a bunch. There's a bunch in 2A to be playing in December to have an opportunity at a state title. All of Marlow will be in Edmond, Oklahoma next week.
Yeah. Next week will be the week if you need to do something in Marlow. Don't show up on Friday or Saturday. Sorry, Saturday.
Right. Saturday.
We even talked about the fine folks of our fourth quarter. Giuseppe say they're going to be closed that day.
Yeah.
Quarterback keep. Again, Gilbert will just say we're going to play keep away and third down. If they call timeout, we'll just keep it here. Holland Hall winners in Class 3A this afternoon. Clinton with a big shutout with a 4A win in the state title game tonight. We had Bixby in a shutout run on Thursday, and that leaves Union and Jinx tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. And then McAllister and Collinsville for a Saturday night game.
That's going to be a doozy.
That should be a dog
So
fight.
you can catch all of those on the NFHS Network. So if you've got your fee that you paid, your subscription, you get to watch all of those.
You guys watched a little McAllister last week against MacArthur. And
We watched a whole lot of it.
That was a tough matchup for MacArthur. They ran into a buzzsaw. But, Collins, hats off. This is kind of like this one. Everybody said in the beginning of the season it would be McAllister and Collinsville in the state final. A lot of people said Washington and Marlow looking for this collision course in 2A, and looks like that's, if those guys that predict these things, they're kind of like on board.
Yeah, I think so. And, I mean, it feels like that right now with 134
left.
Yeah,
I know you never can count them until you see the clock is at 0 and you're celebrating, but I understand. But because it is a third down now. If you pick up the first down, they've got one timeout left, but the game will be over if they can pick up the first down here. They're going to kind of muddle huddle, go straight to the line quick with a heavy run package. Going to be Gilbert on the carry, and he is only going to get up to about the 30-yard, maybe the 29-yard line, and that will be it for that. It's fourth down. What do you do here? I guess you punt it, right?
Eufaula calls their last time out.
If it's me, I'm going to go ahead and punt
I'm going to go for it for two. Yeah, I'm going to punt it too.
I'm going to punt it away because I'm going to hope that
I'm not going to give them the ball and an opportunity at
not 30
something
yards out.
crazy. Yeah. I mean, you're too respectful. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
All of us at Marlow First Baptist Church are looking forward to cheering on our Outlaws all the way to state. As much as we love supporting our teams, we'd love to support you and your family as together we discover Christ, develop our faith, and deploy into the world. Join us Sunday morning for life groups and worship at 8:15, 9:30, or 11. For more information, visit marlowfirst.org. Marlow First, to see every life changed by the gospel, one step at a time.
All right, back with a final 129 left to go in this one. 28-16, and the Gilbert punt is going to get a bounce, and that's it to the 29-yard line. So season is it with a 1st and 10 for the last. And remember, this game started off with Eufaula scoring the first touchdown, really stopped Marlow with 2 back-to-back possessions. And it was 7-0 like that. Then Marlow came back and tied the ball game up 7-7. And then it was a couple unanswered touchdowns to make it 21, and you thought it would be 21-7, and they kicked the field goal right before the half to make it 21-10. They did score late here in the fourth quarter, missed the 2-point conversion. And that's where we sit. 28-16 with a $1:21 left to go. Quads again with a man in motion. So they're running back fake to the motion man, straight back to pass. Now they're going to go out to the flare, and that's going to be a little bit too much trying to go to Matt Clover, who faked the motion. And now we get a flag in the play, and that's going to be probably personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against Marlow. Nope. It's against Eufaula.
I think 76 got a little extra shove in there.
Well, and that's frustration. You know it's your season. You've worked so hard since the summer to be here. It's a minute 16 away from Marlow Outlaws to go to a state final to face on Washington.
Jay, Matt Clover had nothing but green grass.
I know. You just got to catch that ball right there.
The ball. He is gone.
He threw it a little bit high, but I'm thinking, babe, you got to come down with that.
Yeah.
Well, all your trick plays are played out right here if you've got them. Trying to go to Deer. Oh, and they're going to just look at that. Quarterback to quarterback, 10 versus 10. Gilbert says you're not going anywhere. Just going to have got a flag in the play. And Gilbert just wrapped up his ankles and said, Deer, you're not going anywhere. They're going to be roughing the passer against Marlow. So 1st and 10, move the chains.
One thing about the White Hat is he's
animated.
I'm telling you.
He's very into this.
When he does like his motions, it's like everything's in the motion. Then first down.
This is a final game. That's what you got to do.
He's like, come on, baby.
And by the way, the OSSA has asked for that. If you'd like to be an official, they are looking for officials. They really need the help with that.
No.
And so
never, ever.
Well, I'm just saying, not you, but there may be other. Don't be discouraging. Quads on the far side of the field. That was a sidearm throw across the middle, connects, cross midfield, right down to about the 45-yard line with a minute to win it. Clock will stop until they move the chains. 28-16, Marlow with the lead, threatening Eufaula back into Marlow territory with under a minute. Straight back to pass. Catch and run, and they're going to keep everything in front of them. Down to 31-yard line. Clock will stop until they move the chains. 51 seconds. They got the next play call ready to go.
Outlaws sitting in prevent here and just trying to keep everything in front of them.
Another pass. Again, designed exact same route. Gets to the sticks at the first down. They will stop the clock to move the chains. 42 seconds remain. Oh, I hate the prevent, by the way. Just for the record. I just hate it. I know you play aggressive all night long, and then you see this. You say, where is this coming from? Quads again. Back in the shotgun. Looking to throw. Bullet strike. It is caught right over to the 3-yard line. Still playing for life, and they get a pitch and catch to Matt Clover, and they're going to set up first and goal right outside the 3-yard line with 33 seconds left to go. And he'll clock it. Yeah, because they started the clock because it's no longer the chains, but they are out of timeouts. 31 seconds remain, 28-16, trying to punch it in here.
I feel like Marlow was happy about that spike in the ball. They kind of needed a break here.
Yeah, need to catch their breath
yeah,
for a second.
Yeah, they look a little tired.
Well, same formation. A little flare out, and they're going to get over to Clover, and Clover gets a collision course right at the 1-yard line. Clock will roll. He said he went out of bounds, right? He took his hat off.
Called him out of bounds right
so
there.
26 seconds remain.
That was Jace Gilbert there. I think Chris is standing right over there by that. Yeah, there he is.
Bunched up right over center. Oh, and this is a snap that went on the ground. Had to pick it up. Quarterback will get it, but the clock will go, and they have no timeouts left. They'll have to get to the line quickly. Down to 17 seconds, down to 15. This could be the last play if they can try to dump it in here with 13 seconds. Back to pass, looking, throwing, across the middle, and that's going to be incomplete, and 6 seconds remain.
Fourth down.
And a fourth down.
No, third down here.
Oh, third down. Yeah, that's right. There was a second and goal. So third down and goal. 6 seconds remain in this contest. 28-16.
I think that was a turnover on downs.
I thought so too, but I didn't think that was fourth down. I thought it was third down.
Well, they spiked the ball.
Oh, they spiked.
Oh, they spiked it. Right. It is. So that was a turnover on downs, and that's why they celebrate. The only thing is, you do need to run a play because, well, I wouldn't do the safety thing here. Just try to get Gilbert, if you can, try to go squeak out or around the edge, but they're going to be bunched in tight. Gilbert will be in the end zone. He'll get out of the end zone and get about the 2-yard line, and that's going to be it. That's going to be your ball game. The Marlow Outlaws, for the first time since 2008, has punched their ticket to a state finals in Edmond next week to take on Washington. 28-16 is your final here at Putnam City. We're going to have probably coaches' comments, maybe a player or two, and we'll get some final wrap-ups to this one here at Putnam City. We'll be back right after this. You're watching semifinal football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
Since 1908, Cameron University has served students from all over the world. With nearly 50 degrees in 2-year, 4-year, and graduate programs, we have something to inspire you. Health and wellness facilities plus a wide variety of clubs and activities will help you find your perfect fit. Small class sizes allow you to be yourself while discovering your future potential as part of the Aggie family. Come experience the Axe. Enroll today at www.cameron.edu.
All right, back here at Putnam City, you can see the hands raised in the air and a lot of pictures taken. This moment is special, Jay. I mean, you talk about your hard work and practice to try to get here, you know, a 28-16 battle between Eufaula, and, you know, our hearts go out to Eufaula because, you know, they were a team that has been here 5 different times and they could never advance for some reason or another. And Marlow hasn't been to the finals since 2008. They have won a couple of state titles, but it's been in the 60s. It's been like before you and I were born. So, I mean, it's like, it's been a while. So, I mean, you've been in these, but, you know, Coach is addressing his team, and I'm sure congratulating him and say, you know what, this fight is not over because, you know, I'm not speaking for Coach, but I've heard coaches say this, hey, listen, we're going to enjoy this moment today, and then tomorrow it's back to work because you got one more week to take on a very tough Washington team who battled it down and, get ready to play for a gold ball at Edmond.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying is enjoy this moment while we got it, and then I'll see you tomorrow at film.
Yeah.
We got to watch some Washington film.
Well, that was, what we have is the final right there, so now you can see the matchup between Marlow and Washington, 28-16 win over Eufaula, and then Washington over Beggs 14-6. And we're just kind of keeping here to hopefully get a post-game interview from Chris Burke, our sideline reporter. I want to thank our entire crew tonight, from Caleb Sherem, our videographer.
That's him right there, Chris.
Okay, all right. So, Chris, a little congratulations. Let's go down to Chris Burke, who's got Coach standing by.
Coach, this was a heck of a game. First time back in the finals since 2008. What did you think about that performance tonight?
I'm very happy we won. I don't think we played our best football game, but I'm sure Eufaula had a lot to do with that. They were very physical. I mean, that's the first football game we've been in all year long. I mean, I think the closest anybody's played is 31 points up to this point. So, but we needed to be in one of those battles. I know. Do you know who we're playing next week?
We're playing Washington.
Okay. I knew whoever it was going to be, it's going to be another one of those same type of battles. So we need to be in this type of game. But anyway, I'm just really excited to be there, and I'm excited that we can still get better.
Well, Coach, it was an honor calling your game tonight. I had a lot of fun, and good luck next week.
We appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. I got your player of the game coming over here, Mr. Bergner. What do you think about them interceptions tonight, Coach?
That was probably the deal breaker right there for us. Just totally shifted momentum, and he does stuff like that all the time. Great kid. He deserves it.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Cramps and all, and our number 12, our senior, and our player of the game. Chris, you got Will Bergner standing by.
Will Bergner, you're the Oklahoma Sports Network player of the game. How's it feel?
Feels good, All stands were packed over there. Everyone was excited. Whole town's excited. Feels great.
Well, walk me through that first interception you got where you returned it 99 yards. I mean, what did you see and how did it feel?
I just saw him go to the outside, and I broke on it and was just running for my life down the sideline.
Well, you were getting it. And that was a big play. I mean, that play right there seemed like it really turned the momentum of the game and just kind of opened everything up for you. And then you came through with a big interception in the second half. Yes. But it seemed like you were cramping. We're going to have to get you watered up for next week.
I'm going to have to just get it down.
Well, congratulations. You played great.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Chris, and we appreciate that. So you can see Will going to go back and celebrate with his team, and why not? 28-16, a final. They will take on Washington next week. What a great night for football. I know your heart feels out for Eufaula. I mean, they get here. I know there's no moral victories. It's like a semifinal loss, but it was an incredible game because they both played their hearts out for 4 quarters.
Oh, yeah, we saw a first half that was just amazing. And then, like he picks that ball, I mean, everything changes after that. I mean, Marlow takes control, and they really hang on to it for the rest of the game. And congratulations to Eufaula for getting here, but Marlow, they're in for a good game next week, next Saturday at UCO, yeah. But this is a good football team.
Yes.
I think
They're
Weber,
fun to watch.
Yeah, I think Weber said it, though. This is really the first football game that they played this year. Like this was a dogfight. Yeah. And they're in for another one next week, guys.
Yeah, they sure are. But, that's for some hardware that you're going to bring home,
That's right.
And so that was great. So, we want to thank, the whole publication. Now, even though next week will probably be an audio-only performance for the Oklahoma Sports Network, since that is an NFHS production, and we shared that with the NFHS. You can go watch this back. If you want to watch it over and over and over again, it's going to be on the Marlow channel on demand about an hour after this broadcast concludes. We want to thank Great Plains Kubota, our title sponsor, sponsor, our kickoff sponsor for Outlaw Tunnel. Red Zone sponsor has been Outlaw Fitness. Countdown to kickoff from Greg Brown, the Farmers Insurance Agent, and our four-quarter sponsors, Marlow First Baptist Church, 5M Landworks, Bank First, and Giuseppe's Italian Restaurant. And Randy Brown, I want to thank you. You are a Marlow connection of giving everything Outlaws. For Jay Burke, for JW, our producer, for Caleb Sherem, and for Chris Burke, this is Eric Sherem bidding you a pleasant good evening. 28-16 is your final, and Marlow advances to a gold ball opportunity next week in Edmond. You've been watching a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network on the NFHS Network. Have a great and safe weekend.